Hello, good evening, welcome back to a peaceful stream legends of Planet Coaster 2. The rain has started coming down in the park, but it certainly hasn't dampened our spirits, and hasn't dampened my guests' spirits, but it did make me think that I might need to build somewhere underground. This is what I've built so far. As you may recall, last time we were trying to build the station. Evening Hash, how you doing? We were trying to build a station last time, weren't we? Well, I built the stations, plural, and just got to add some finishing touches to theming, really. But yeah, I've got some nice ideas in there. We'll wait till the coasters return and then we'll get on them. But yeah, it's I'm kind of proud of this one. Actually, we'll jump on. We'll wait till Jacoborn stream pie and chits. Perfect evening. Sounds good to me, Ash. What do I have? Oh, I had spaghetti carbonara made by me for everyone. Yeah, so I'll let you see what I've done so far with the theming. This theming's getting there, but there'll be bits where obviously I haven't done it, and you'll be like, oh yeah, look, those green bits, ignore that. We're up to nearly 80%. Yeah, this Intamin Blitz is looking good now. Looking very good. I've got to convey a story of marching across England, or Albion, as it was. Yeah, I love these coasters as well, which is why I use them all the time. All the time. The old Romans getting ahead there. What have the Romans ever done for us? Oh, you meant the layout. Oh, well, thank you. I've done something good then. In this park. Yeah, this is our showstopper. This is the last cake you bake in the Great British Bake Off. This is the final one. So had I themed the station when I last streamed? I can't remember whether I had. Well, look, I've themed it now. Got a nice tree of life there, made out of Celtic knots and things, and yeah. I think I started doing this on stream because I put the Iceni bit there. Let me just do something. Let's bring you down a bit. Just a fraction. Oh no, I can't bring that down. I can, but then I'd lose the writing. We'll leave it there. What the heck. I want to put some ivy on the outside and things and make it look a bit more overgrown. Then we've got the Roman station, which is, yeah, looking really nice. Very Roman. Yeah, I thought I did some of the interior building, but I didn't do this. We didn't see this. I think keeping these cattle pens, sorry, these queue air gates like that are good. Totally wrong about the arches. Oh yeah, I guests have been going over there to sit on the benches. They've been really peeing me off because they've been going over to sit on the benches. Yeah, and they don't even go in the pool. They literally are sat right in front of the pool, and it's like keeps telling me this is overcrowded. And they'll come in here. I had people come in and sit on this bench. Oh look, see? What? But it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Hallelujah. There's people in the pool. A Frontier changed. There was an update recently. So I wonder if Frontier have been sort of checking out my streams and going, hang on. Praise be. Hallelujah. Look, these lot are stupid though. They're going to the other one. Or they're going shopping. Yeah, they're using the pool. How many times have I streamed this and said they should be in this pool? This is the best pool. Yeah. That's pleased me no end now. Were you panicking then? Maybe they're stuck. They're not stuck in the pool. I didn't put them in there either. And they can get out. Look, this is easy for them to climb out. Tread in water. She's dry. She's dry. That's not a very good pool if she's dry. No, she's fine. Look. Oh, everyone's getting out now, of course. What's the matter with you? Oh, you need the loo. Do I have any toilets near here? Pretty sure I don't. I don't know, are these toilets up? Are there toilets up here? Maybe it's a human that's trying. Very good. Yeah, there is toilets up here, I think, and as well as changing rooms. So toilets. Oh, they're all changing rooms. Hang on, there's one way to check, isn't there? What is this? Changing room. Changing room. Toilet cubicle. Yeah, I was clever. I thought it wouldn't be that stupid to stick just changing rooms there. I know how my brain works. They don't use these at all. I've reduced the price on these to like 20 cents. You know, sod it. We're making money across the whole park. Yeah, but you can make them different colours. So we can actually change the colour of them. So let's, but when you place them down, yeah, they should be different colours. So at a glance, so should we change changing rooms to orange? Yeah, they're now orange. Oh, hang on. I like that my colour palette's totally disappeared from today. It's a really nice park now. Is it still raining? What have we got weather-wise? Oh, we still got rain. Oh no, it's just cloudy at the moment. Yeah. We need to put a Roman centrepiece in here. A plaque saying what have the Romans ever done for us. Oh, and I sorted out the... Sorry, coughing. Yes, this is now the reflections for Conquest, and the Conquest exits here, so it's not too far for you to go. You just come up here, past here, and it's there. This is now tied to the Iceni tribe side. This is now tied to the Roman side, and this is now tied to Gladiator. And once all the theming goes in around here, providing I have enough percentage, because we are running low pretty quickly and rapidly. But yeah, this is the whole like battlefield area. But you hardly see it on the ride. Well, that doesn't bother me, you know. If you were looking for it as a rider, you would be looking for it if you knew it was there. So you're coming down here, but you come up here and do it, and you would miss it completely. I don't know whether to have a viewing area. I don't think I could have a viewing area. Yeah, I wanted to convey that the Celts got their butts kicked, so the skull and things But we've also got Roman stuff, so the fort being cracked and destroyed, fire, yeah. But if you go on the Roman side, we'll do a ride on the Roman side, you actually see, yeah, yep, there we go. I do like this. The view from here is not so good, looking out, because you've got those two trees in front of you. You occasionally see the coaster, but when it's sat on Boudica, you can the Iceni side, you see you see the coaster flying past. It's quite nice. But yeah, you see more on this side. Just quickly, and then we'll get to theming. Then we'll get to the main program. Yeah, the Roman side's a little rougher, but not by much. It's just got some bits that are a little bit more. But if I smooth it out too much, it ends up clashing with other sides. So I'm just going to leave it, leave it the way it is. I'll smooth what I can. But yeah, it's a little rougher. Not by much, but it is a little bit jankier. And I can notice it. Oh, alright, somebody dropped something. Thud, thud, thud. Upstairs. Epic motion sickness. I mean, yeah, these are coasters. They're really nice to watch in cinematic. This has got a 7.06 rating, but yeah, they're really good to watch in cinematic. If we jump to Boudica's side, yeah. See what I mean? You can see the other coaster. But yeah, if you watch them in cinematic, you won't get sickness at all. Oh, first time you've seen a... I swear I did a POV last time on my Intamin Blitz. I mean, they do suffer from the problem that I have with most coasters. I love inversions, so I tend to just stack them full of inversions. And there's one more inversion on the Roman side than there is on Boudica's side. But yeah, no, you get the they do look really nice as they're flying around together, which is kind of what I wanted. And the bits where they cross over is like the bits where they battle and stuff was the idea. Fair enough. You've not seen the Romans. What have the Romans ever done for us? Made us seasick. But yeah, it looks nice, especially now with once all the planting goes in. And I want destroyed bits of Roman memorabilia as you go around in the early stages. I found this spoon, sir. Yeah, well done, Centurion. You're an oddball. You're rather odd. Thank you. Everyone's like, what are you on about? No, if you know, you know. If you don't know, then you don't know. Welcome back to another stream where Dragonborn states the obvious. Alright. Yeah, random rotation. Have you met my friend Pigus? What's so funny about the name Biggest? I have a friend in Rome called... I have a friend called Biggest. Okay, scale... Oh, whoa, whoa, that's a bit big. saying that, we'll go 175. Oh, I didn't mean to. Yeah, alright. Okay, game. Thank you, game, for doing that. And by thank you, I mean that was a little bit annoying, but. See this bit? Got to whack some rocks in here. I was trying to look at the way Rockstar do their rock work when I was playing Red Dead last night. A bit sad you're playing Red Dead and I'm like thinking, how do they arrange their rocks? Yeah. While streaming and talking to everyone else and concentrating on taking out Lemoyne Raiders, of course. So if I ever go silent, I'm possibly thinking about how the graphics are, how they've done their graphical arrangements in a game. Are you thinking about rocks again, sir? No, no, not at all. Sorry, I was miles away, just thinking about rocks. So I sneaked away to get a drink. Don't worry, I was talking about rocks. We're like, what? Cream soda Pepsi. I've got a coffee sat next to me, so I was saying that whilst playing Red Dead last night, I was wondering. Rocks, I smell what you're cooking. Yeah, my partner's, well, one of my sister-in-laws is mad about the rock as well, as in that rock. So yeah, she would probably quite like that comment. Me, I'm not so. Right, we do not want random rotation when we're putting vegetation in. Do I want white? See, we've got buttercups here. Daisies. Yeah, well, let's go. Daisies. It doesn't matter what she likes. Hang on, I feel like there's a second sentence coming in a second. But well, she'd probably just like to hang out with the Rock, but a lot of people have turned against the Rock. He's in Fortnite at the moment, and that's the reason why they all chose the Ice King side, because the Rock was in it. Oh, that was a Rock quote, was it? Ah, I see. See, I'm not sit down with the kids. I don't know about these sort of things. I haven't watched wrestling since. Oh, actually, since The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin were in it, really. But and then I wasn't paying a huge attention to it. It was just mildly enjoyable entertainment that my friends was into. All I know is, well, I always knew it was acting, but yeah, I don't know whether the storylines are as good as they used to be. What amazed me was the people that thought it was real. I'm like, how could you think it's real and not scripted? Like, you know, if you threw someone through a table, that'd be it. Fight over. Let's go to hospital. That's it. It's not real. There are people that believe it's real. People are like, you're just doing daisies everywhere, periwinkle flowers that you're calling daisies. Well, I am at the moment, but we'll get to the interesting stuff. Don't worry. You have to layers, all right? It's like Shrek building a theme park. It's very much like Shrek. You have to do it in layers. It's not fake. It's scripted. Well, yeah. And they have blood packs, and I mean they do. I've never said that they don't get hurt. I know they do get hurt quite seriously when they're wrestling and stuff. So because some of the moves they do on each other, so they're definitely stuntmen, and they are trained to fall in a certain way. And that haven't wasn't Logan Paul wrestling? Well, yeah, yes, people have died in doing it as well when it goes wrong, which must be really, really, really crap if you're the other person in there with them and you cause that. It would destroy you, I would think. But there we go. You, Logan Paul. Yeah. But I think he's wrestling now, isn't he? I think he's in wrestling. I heard. That's a rumour I heard. I had a terrible and serious lapse in judgment. What? Yeah, your whole life, mate. Yeah. Or your receding hairline. Unfortunately, yes. Having a terrible lapse in hairline. Is the micro of WWE. Yeah, but I can't say anything really about Micah, because thinking about it, the way I'm behaving currently, I'm just walking up to people and pestering them in their campsites, and then using that as an excuse to blow them away and rob them. So, you know, I'm not being too good at the moment myself. So I can't really criticise Micah for what he does. Mind you, I don't go into towns and shoot half of them up. Oh no, wait a minute. There was the Van Horn incident. We won't go into that. Anyone that's not watching my Red Dead Redemption 2 series probably doesn't know what I'm about. Dishonourable playthrough. So I am being very despicable in it, but it is good fun. Van Horn says hello. Yeah. Well, they did come out on top. They did get some money out of me, and they managed to blow me away a couple of times. So I think they did all right out of the situation. So what kind of trees? Do we want some green trees, or do we want some... Oh, that's nice, isn't it? I like that. European ash. Good ash. Good old ash. What? Can I put a little yellow creature at the bottom of the ash? With a... with an sort of electric symbol tail. There we go. Pika Pika. Oh, not that ash. That's the only famous ash I know. That's really sad, isn't it? But I mean, the fact that I do know that Pokemon was what? I was what, 20 when the Pokemon movie came out. we need to, yeah, the Weeping Willow trees. I don't know what. I don't know what all that banging is. I don't know whether it's the cats or what. Are you and Albion fighting? Or is it people coming in and out? Oh, it's my son. Well, the cat's got accused of going a bit mad by my other half just because she asked to leave a room, and my son was just telling me about it. Okay, yeah, all right, whatever. I'll sleep better tonight knowing that. You know? I'm not the one that's outside trying to get the cats in when I'm trying to stream and... Old Albion. Yeah, the weeping willow trees are a bit sad, really, aren't they? They're a bit... So I definitely want that... Oh, hang on. Get rid of you. Because there's one there and it looks exactly the same. It would be nice to have weeping willows all over the... But you only have a choice of one weeping willow. The small one is alright, because if you're doing a Japanese, you know, garden, that kind of works. And then this one, yeah, is about the only useful one. You just have to resize it. And then, what is this? The smallest of items. I don't worry about it. As if you're using the same thing over and over, the Cobra engine. Hello, Albion. You've come to see me now, have you? The Cobra engine, which is what Frontier's engine's called, it's really good at replicating stuff. So don't worry about replicating stuff. Which is why copying buildings and placing the same building down. Sort out your willows. Yeah. Yeah, sort out your willows. There can only be one willow, alright? And that was, I've forgotten his name now. But yeah, he was Willow. He was also an Ewok. And he also presented British quiz programmes. But I've forgotten his name. But he was Willow anyway. Or in Willow. Willow in Buffy. Oh no, see, I'm thinking of Willow the film. I'm going way back. The proper Willow. And he's a really nice person. Yeah, Warwick, I've forgotten his name now. Warwick, it's something Warwick, isn't it? Warwick Davies, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, top bloke. Should remember that because it's similar to John Rhys Davies, who I've met from Lord of the Rings. There's nowhere to put it around this. We're going to have to build another pond just so I can put some willow trees around it. Davies, yeah. Yeah, something like that. We're going to have to build another pond. So we do have, I mean, that was one of the things about... Here's a tie-in to this park. When I was living in Bletchley, there was a canal near or when my nan lived there's a canal nearby, and they had willow trees there's a little stream running through part of the town, and there was all these willow trees but next to it, but most of them look like this, if I'm honest, kind of like this, but yeah. To recreate, so we do get willow trees a lot in the UK, so it'd be nice to create a willow pond area, but then again, I could see it, there's not enough room to create many ponds. This pond, willow trees are your favourite, but then we'll have to put some willows, there is willows here. I've done a willow pond here, look, kind of. Yeah, look, there's the sad willow tree. But it's on Gladiator. Gladiators ready. Yeah, anyway. Also, Bletchley has Watling Street. Watling Street, this is a tie-in with this. Watling Street is the famous street where Boudica fought. Boudica fought. Well, had a final stand against. What was his name? Yeah, Suetonius Paulinus. Anyway, he was the guy that him and his 10,000 men, who he marched all the way to Wales and back again, was the one that overthrew Boudica and destroyed her, stopped her revolution, or uprising. Yeah, so Boudica was killed. But yeah, we have this Boudica statue, which this is the only version of this statue with that helmet that I've used in the entire park, which I planned from day one. See, so think how many streams and how many hours and how many days I've been hanging on to that piece of information, and now I can finally tell everyone. That is the only one in the entire park with the helmet on. The rest of them are all the other version of it, which is this one. Yeah, where she has no helmet. See, look, the nice open meadows kind of work, but I can have stuff like this but destroyed and damaged and pulled down. Nice attention to detail, thank you. See, there is attention to detail in my parks. In all my parks I build, and then Matty comes in and goes and misses half of it, and I'm like, it's so frustrating that I have to make a documentary telling everyone what I was intending. It's not frustrating because it's nice what he says about the parks actually that I built. Golgotha, he didn't miss anything major in that at all, and Golgotha was my most important park to date. Here's the big question for everyone: should I do another steampunk park? I mean, I'm getting known as a one-trick pony who does steampunk parks, which is why I'm doing this. My Roman, Celtic. Yeah, I mean, we've got quite a nice footprint. Yeah, I like this. It's got some nice ideas. I mean, I do have an idea of putting a waterfall behind this drop, this part of the water slide, but that's only if I've got enough room to put it in there. Oh, he's enjoying himself. This is mad. This coast is just absolutely. Yeah, I know it's been done a lot, but when I do it, it's always different. Yeah, I've done my two big parks on Planet Coaster. My last two were steampunk, were pure steampunk, but I could go back and do it again. I just love steeples. I just love having spires. Just an inspired park full of spires. That's what I want. Not bothered about anything else. But steampunk can be numerous things, really. This is quite nice as well on here. I don't know whether the broken bit. We need. So yeah, and I would do like one. It'd be one just to try it, because I could resize everything. I could do so much, and yeah, I could just. And I could do more with it than I did in, because you can achieve similar effects as you could in Planet Coaster. No, I don't know whether I own Cities Skyline. Was it on? If it's on PlayStation Plus, I possibly own it. But no, I've never played it. I mean, people are welcome to suggest games, and if I've got them, I will play them on the stream. I thought about playing F123 the other day, but I thought it's probably going to be a bit boring watching someone just do the same thing over and over, you know, laps and laps and laps. And I'm not that good. And on a controller, you have to have the difficulty really low, so I probably just get laughed at mostly by all the serious people that have like an entire. No, City Skyline is not. Hold on. My stream's just gonna. Video is paused. Broadcasting only mic. Yeah, I know. Well, don't broadcast mic. You probably won't like it. I'm pretty sure you can get City Skyline on PlayStation. Let me look. Something I am looking forward to. Let's see, City Skyline. Forza Horizon 6 is coming to PlayStation. Yeah, City Skyline. Remastered. Yeah, I do have City Skyline. I have the PS4 version in my library. So I could play it at some point and let you know what I think. Little Cities Bigger. So yeah. I have the PS4 version. Then you have the remastered City Skyline. Planet Coaster 2 in library. Planet Coaster Console Edition. Park Beyond I thought about as well. Zoo. So yeah. Railway Empire, that sounds good. Espresso Tycoon. Yeah, I don't think I'll be playing that. Right, I'm back. I was wrong then, my bad. Yeah. Yep, we do have it, so I can play it at some point and give an honest opinion and see whether I like it or not. Is that a creative? Or is it like SimCity? Can I build a city and then order Godzilla to come and destroy it? Or a tornado? Bring down natural disasters on it? Used to love SimCity back in the day. Planet Zoo 2 will be my next big game. Yeah. Zoo 2. See, I have reservations about Zoo 2 because I bought a deluxe version of Zoo. So I have every animal known to man in the first one. They have disasters. Oh, cool. So it's just SimCity with prettier graphics. That'll be good. We'll have to check it out at some point and do a stream of it. I could use that membership for checking out new games, and then we do it once a week, sort of because I was thinking about making Wednesday my, my members only sort of stream, and then we check out a new game, and if it's any good, we move it onto a main channel, or I release it a week later, or something, so the members get to. Because I've got to give you some benefits for. Well, putting money in Google's account and it's sitting there at the moment is the case, but until I get to the point where I've earned a certain amount. Oh, hello Ratspit. He's been sitting there in the background. It's pretty addictive once you get into it. He's just been sitting there in the background watching. He often lurks in my Planet Coaster 2 streams. I was just pissing by the door. Yeah, I'm lurking. That's fine. I'm quite happy for people to lurk. You know, as long as they're stalking me, you know, that's. I was thinking about when this park is finished, trying to get a certain someone to come and do a walkthrough of it with me. But a certain someone we keep trying to get to make more videos, and he keeps he goes very quiet. Perhaps I should build a theme park based around farms, and then perhaps It's got a Massey tractor in it and a Lamborghini tractor. Are you interested? Massey Ferguson. Much love for Massey. I'm building a farm. I see. See, Ratspit's cracked it. He's like, What, you're building a farming simulator? Or I think I even have farming simulator now. We could even play farming simulator on stream. Everyone's like, but you used to be cool. You used to play Fortnite games. Well, yeah, I'm going to play them as well. Don't worry. Fortnite's going to be back tomorrow, I think. I've still got to do my Fortnite for children video. It's a rundown farm with terrible rides. Oh, well, that sounds good. You're doing it on purpose, though, I'm guessing. Do I have any of the Jurassic World games? I don't. And dinosaurs, I used to... True story. My brother said stupidly when he was 5 that he could read, and I'd found this book, and it had a dinosaur on the front. It was the Ladybird Book of Dinosaurs. So I forced him to try and read this book, which was beyond his reading years, with lots of words he'd never come across, like Stegosaurus and Tyrannosaurus Rex and Triceratops. And Triceratops was my favourite dinosaur growing up. So, and we bugged our parents to take us to the Natural History Museum, and they were reluctant to take us to London, and eventually they did, and we loved it. Going to the Natural History Museum. I have subsequently taken other people to the Natural History Museum. So that's how profound it was. So yeah, I kind of like dinosaurs. And I've looked at the new Jurassic World. I don't know whether we have any. Let me have a look. I'll have a quick look in the library. I know it's going to pause for a second, and I apologise that you're going to look at a blue screen again. Your collection, search. Because I might have one of the older Jurassics. Yeah, I have Evolution 2, which is nowhere near as good as the new one, but I do have Evolution 2. So we could also check that out at some point. So management sims, I'm getting the feeling that people will want relaxing management sims where I'm not likely to swear. Yeah, is 3 way better than 2, Ratspit? Because 2 I got with PlayStation Plus. What I've seen is 3. It looks freaking awesome, and from someone who likes dinosaurs, and I'm like, no, it's just Planet Zoo with dinosaurs. That's what it looks like to me. Mind you, if it has the music, I would get copyright claimed in a second. Way better. It's basically Planko with dinosaurs. Yeah, so 3 is much better than 2. Yeah, I got what you meant, dinos. See, I don't want my trees to be too close. We don't want to be hitting any trees on this ride, but we still need a forest. I also need destroyed Roman artifacts and non-floating. See, this, I had to turn this round. It actually placed it the other way. It placed it facing this way, and I'm like, well, that's no good, because both the coasters come from this direction. They're travelling this direction, and you're facing in the same direction the coaster's travelling at. It graphically kicks Planko's butt. Oh yeah, but yes, but 2 is 2 better than, is 2 all right to play as a starter on stream just to see if it's worth me getting 3? Would that be a good inroad? Is perhaps a better question. Bear in mind I have to pay for the repairs of a disk drive, and I'm constantly saving up. It cost me about 120 quid, and I've been saving up for my part-time job, and then I have family just going, can I borrow this? Can I have this? Can I have that? And I'm just like, I'll just wait, you know. 2 is okay, but no modular building. Oh, okay, so I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much. But well, I could check it out. Yeah, Yeah, I'll check it out and do a stream a bit at some point. Oh, City Skyline I could check out as well. Although City Skyline's got a second version, I think, that's PC only. Have you just... Yeah, I've got random rotation on. That was not good, was it? Not wise. I'll tell you which trees I do like. I like the mighty Scots pine. No. I always liked a white birch tree. There's lots of them at Longrig where I went and abseiled and did some caving. So I was kind of a fan of the old white birch tree. Also because the bark is a like different colour, it just dares to be different. But it doesn't dare to be stupid. That's we'll save that for Weird Al Yankovic. What the heck is going on here? Am I going to be able to put that in? Yeah, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to put that in there. Yeah, I'm making the strange noises like that person does in the hotel in Valentine, which is a bit worrying. I need to test something. We need to see something. We need to make sure that we have clearance. I know I can add some more. Right, are you coming in? They can wait. Look, they're in. Guests are waiting a long time to be served at kitchen 2. Horse tree flashbacks. Yeah, I don't think. Look, it's not going to hit. Its clearance is enough. I mean, you could touch the tree, but you'd be stupid to do so. Yeah, look at that. That's some promotional material right there. So I need to put more bits in, and then scenery and things, and I do like me Celtic fort being set alight and destroyed and damaged, but this is probably the best thing, isn't it? Do you know what that is? The Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader's helmet when it breaks in half and the smoke comes out and half of Luke's face is in it. That's what that is. That's exactly what I was thinking of when I did that. When I put that skull there and I put the smoke in it, I was like, ah, yeah, Empire Strikes Back. So I had to tell you, I had to see in being creative, there's no such thing as being original, really. I mean, you can, to a degree, you are original, but a lot of the time you take someone else's idea and change it or improve it. I mean, just ask George Lucas, because that's what he did. He took some old myths and legends and made them into space dramas or sci-fi films, and the world went mad over them. Rightfully so. Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back and Return are still awesome films, and have some brilliant lines like "Laugh it up, fuzzball." Then Disney ruined it. The first rule of talking about Star Wars is we don't talk about Disney. The second rule is we don't talk about Disney. Star Wars Club. Although I am curious. I mean, because I enjoyed Mandalorian. That's the one good thing they've given. Sorry, folks, but I don't like Disney. Do we have a problem? That's what me and my son go around and do. Me and Kieran do all the time. Do we have a problem? So if you know that quote, if you've seen that South Park episode with Disney, there's only 3 Star Wars films in my opinion. You see, I kind of have to acknowledge the prequels because my boys do actually quite like them because that's their era, and they've also watched the Clone Wars cartoons on Disney XD because we had that. Although there was one. Yeah, Mandalorian was great first season. I've not seen the second season actually. I kind of lost interest after that. So Mandalorian was good. So they have got some decent writers at Disney. They just tend not to give them good projects. And I didn't think I thought the first film wasn't. The Force Awakens wasn't too bad. Like I expected it to be a pile of shite, but then the third, then they did the 8 and 9, and I just went, I'm almost willing to think about the prequel movies existing. See, because I have children, they do exist for me. But yeah, because they used to. When in summer, when they were going to bed, I'd read them a story, and then they'd be like, "Dad, can we watch a film when we go to bed?" Or I'd go up and they'd be watching Star Wars. I'm not. Well, yeah. Also, the first Star Wars film. What was it called for the first 8 or 10 years of its existence? Revenge of the Sith was awesome. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith had some classic lines and was okay, yeah, I could concede it was good, very good in places. It was like, we just found out what your Star Wars views are. They're all leaving the stream now. Ratspit's gone as well. He's had enough. It's like, no, I can't listen to this. There's only 3 Star Wars films. There's only 3 Star Wars films. Stick to your guns. Revenge of the shit. It's a good job I don't censor my streams too much. I'm quite laid back. Well, anyway. Were you not excited about double-ended lightsabers and things like that, Ratspit, and ones with 3 prongs instead of, one? It all got a bit silly, really, with the Panting Menace, didn't it? With everyone getting excited over a lightsaber that's split in 3 ways. Chat lag, eh? Chat lag? Is that like jet lag? Chat lag. What you're saying will be behind what I'm reacting to, because that's just the nature of YouTube. When I'm speaking, might be me. I'm not into anything double-ended. No, me neither, really. But reminds me of I remember a few flashbacks now to. I work in the leisure industry and I deal with things, people leaving caravans at times, and yeah, I've seen some things that would. I've seen shit that will turn you white. To quote Ghostbusters. People are like, but aren't you white? Well, yes, but you know, that's not the point. If I'm quoting Ghostbusters, I have to quote it correctly. Requiem for a Dream. I don't think I've seen Requiem for a Dream. Is it a confusing film like, what was the one Tom Cruise did? Vanilla Sky or something, was it? He was the one that... see, movies like that kind of annoy me. I mean, my brother was obsessed with David Lynch films for ages, so we watched loads of David Lynch. So, and he kept going about how brilliant they are. I mean, when you saw Lost Highway, and the soundtrack to Lost Highway is really good. There's only 2 Ghostbusters films. I disagree. But I don't... because the Afterlife was actually quite good. And it was written by Dan Aykroyd. So... and it didn't feel like a reboot that was a bad one. No, we can't all agree on that. See, Afterlife I kind of enjoyed. And it had a good soundtrack. It had a good soundtrack. Emma's like, traitor. Traitor. You're not a true 80s. Yeah, see, because Dan Aykroyd said, what the heck have you done to my films? Give them back to me. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that was awful. And I think Dan Aykroyd got fed up of selling diamond vodka or gin or whatever he was selling, and decided to get back into making movies. And I'm kind of glad he did. Oh, talking of ex-Ghostbusters being Zombieland. Has anyone seen Zombieland? You must have seen Zombieland. That's a brilliant film. 1 and 2. With Woody Harrelson. Now we're talking movies whilst I... oh, hang on. Well, yeah. Well, Bill Murray in that. That's absolutely brilliant. Both very good movies. Yeah, Zombieland 1 and 2, enjoyable. Also, do not need any more than 1 and 2. Yet again. Like Terminator, did not need more than 1 and 2. Thank you. Like Alien and Aliens, did not need more than 1 and 2. The list goes on. Sigourney Weaver's back in The Next Cash Grab by Ridley Scott. Avatar, did not need Avatar 2, really didn't care. Robocop, there's only 2. Yes, I agree. Point Break, there's only 1. Yeah, Alien 3 weren't too bad. I mean, I have the 4 box set. I also like the fact that the cat is called Jonesy, and the main character in Fortnite is also called Jonesy, so they're obviously Aliens fans. One of the main characters is Jonesy. But yeah, I like... yeah. No, was 4 the one with the swimming aliens? Or was it the... I can't remember. Was it Resurrection? Yeah, it was Resurrection. My cat's called Batman, it's a girl. Yeah, well, that's nothing weird, Ratspit. You're just trying to be weird and haven't... I've got Albion and Dave, and they're both girls. Yeah, swimming aliens, yeah, thought so. In my opinion, there's only one Robocop movie, really. I didn't even think Robocop 2 was up to a lot of cop. No pun intended. I didn't think it was that good. I mean, it was alright, but it wasn't anywhere near as... it didn't hit like the original. Yeah, I saw Resurrection in the cinema, I think, and I kind of enjoyed it, but it was... hilariously bad. Yeah. God willing, we'll all be back in Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. That's a good film I can get behind. Spaceballs. Used to love that as a kid. It's Mega Maid. She's gone from suck to blow. Everyone's like, what are you on about? Look, look, there's an air crisis and the government's like making people is using up all the air for evil reasons, and they suck it out of this planet to save people. It's a long with a transformer that's actually made. It's a complicated story. Everyone's left now. I mentioned Spaceballs. I watched Spaceballs the other day. It's great, but didn't hit the same after these. Bath. Not in here, mister. This is a Mercedes. I enjoyed it. I'd probably still enjoy it. I just don't think it would be as funny as watching it when you first see it. Tell you what is classic though, Back to the Future. And there are 3 Back to the Future films, and they can never make a reboot. Ever. They cannot. They scared people away. Even Hash has run away. He's like, I disagree with you on... Or he's busy. Sorry, I should be creating, but I'm concentrating on cats. I've got lots of cats wandering around me at the moment. They're circling for some reason, ready to strike. I'm here. We'll continue our movie conversation. People are like, you're supposed to be talking about... You were really good the other day. You explained exactly why you were doing things, and we really enjoyed your stream, and we've all tuned in to watch you explain about what you're doing. Well, everyone can see what I'm doing. I'm placing foliage that's buttercups. It's not exciting, I'm afraid. But it is a necessary evil. And that's what a lot of building is. Patience. Which is why it's nice to have a conversation with people about movies. So there you go, there's your explanation. Periwinkle. No, I know that's officially what it's called, but it's buttercups, alright? This is buttercups. If you hold it up to your chin, you can tell whether you like butter or not. These are buttercups. And that'll do. And now, what I can do, now I've got a carpet of buttercups, is I can put things on top of it, like destroyed Roman monuments, rocks. Are they the same? What, periwinkles and buttercups? No, because these, I'm changing these. These are actually, the original colour is blue. So periwinkles are actually blue. Whereas I'm changing them to white, yellow, and poppies, they're red. Like over here, to signify the death of Boudica. I've got all red up here around the Boudica monument and a red tree. See, more iconography and things in my design. And if you're not thinking about your roller coaster scenery to that level, what are you doing? I'm only joking. Right, let's get some random rocks placement. Nope. See, I think Planet Coaster might have poppies. Planet Zoo might have poppies. And where are my nettles as well? Nettles, all they need to do, right, to make me happy, I mean, it's so simple what they could do. They could just get all the stuff, the foliage and fauna from Zoo, make it slightly better textures so the PC Planet Coaster 2 players don't cry about the texture. No offence if anyone plays on PC. I'm on a gaming break right now trying to get smart back. Fair enough. Yeah, and then they could just release all the Planet Zoo foliage in a pack and I would pay money for it. They could sell me the same assets. They could do a Bethesda special and sell me the assets that I've already paid for in the past. And I would be happy because I'd have nettles then and I could create a theme park, that classic theme park in Britain over summer when you were going to them as a child, or a zoo or anything in Britain, because there would always be an area with nettles everywhere. If you went to Wicksteed, if you went to Alton Towers, if you went to Whipsnade Zoo, if you went to Woburn Safari Park, just trying to think of the places I went as a kid. If you went to the Natural History Museum, if you went on the London Underground, there were always nettles. Perhaps not on the London Underground or the Natural History Museum, but you know, there was nettles everywhere. And even now, if you walk down a some most council alleys or area where people don't frequent in a town or a city, you will find nettles. Nettles are a British summer. And you'll never find a dock leaf because you'll after you get stung by the nettles. But there we go. Anyone who doesn't have nettles in your country will probably think, what the hell am I on about? But yeah, nettles are very much, they're everywhere. Yeah, that's my point. So why aren't they in Planet Coaster 2? They were in Planet Zoo and I was so happy. I went mad. I think I spent an entire afternoon joyfully exclaiming how brilliant it was to have nettles in I'm easily pleased in Matty's Discord. I think just as oh, do you have nettle tea, Ratspit? Because I know people do have nettle tea. I'm guessing that's the reason you've got them growing, or they're growing because they're just growing because they've taken root and they're growing there, which is what I do. No, they drink beer. Fair enough. Hello, Albion. What do you want? To distract me. They're just growing. Fair enough. They're just growing. They are doing that thing which they are known to do, which is to appear somewhere unwanted and grow and grow and grow and grow, and then winter comes along and they just disappear. I nearly went for one of my favourite Point Break quotes then, and I was like, nope, don't say that. Don't say that. But they vanish. And if you know the quote about prom nights, you'll know exactly what I'm on about from Point Break. But that's what nettles do in winter in the UK. They vanish. And then, but you've never seen Point Break? Oh. See, it was one of those films that my mate got me to watch when I was about 16, and I absolutely loved it. You have it on VHS? Well, bloody, I have it on DVD. This newfangled DVD. I remember having a conversation with one of my customers. I used to work business to business at the time, and he was like, yeah. I was like, no, I don't think there is either. I've not even... Have you seen it, Ratspit? Because I've not even seen it. I didn't even bother watching it. It's like the remake. It's like the reboot. When they tried to reboot Robocop, I was like, no. Just no. You can't improve upon the first one, so don't even bother. But yeah, I had a mate who forced me to watch Point Break, and I'm glad he did. I'm sticking with the original. Well, yeah, stick with the original Point Break. That's what I'm saying. Watch Point Break, the original. I'm talking about Point Break with Keanu Reeves, and you know, I wasn't even aware there was another Point Break. That's how much I deny these reboots. The only reboot or trying to bring back a series that was any good was Top Gun Maverick. They did, but Tom Cruise was directly involved with that, and that was actually a follow-on of Top Gun, and made sense because he said it. He wasn't trying to be Maverick 2 years after the first film was made. You know, he was like, "Hey, I've had a career in between here and there, and I'm an old fogey now, flying planes." Although, realistically, Tom Cruise killed himself at the beginning of the film because you cannot eject from a plane at that speed. So, when it's going Mach 12 or something, his body would just ripped apart. So, yeah, whoops. Tom Cruise dies at the beginning of Top Gun Maverick, but then the rest of the films wouldn't happen. So, have to kind of let that one slide. But yeah, Point Break, I loved it. It's one of my favourite action films of all time. I absolutely love it. I think it's a really good film. It's just enjoyable. Tom Cruise can do anything. I remember watching Mission Impossible 2 where he's hanging off that rock, yeah, and thinking, you know, just like, I was just dumbfounded. I mean, I used to be quite nutty and crazy, but I wouldn't do anything like that. It's just like, no. Freehand hanging off a rock yeah. And he's really doing it, that's the thing. It's like, yeah. I think he's one of the few people that is, when he got put in the Red Bull Formula 1 car, he was quite I think David Coulthard was actually really impressed with how fast he was, because he was just, and that's just natural. That kind of ability and want and need to succeed. Everyone goes on about, oh, he was nuts because what he did on Oprah Winfrey. Well, no, it was a perfect stunt. It was a perfect publicity stunt because everyone was talking about him again. You know, do something a bit wacky. And has he done anything ever since? Say you subscribe to Scientology and everyone would talk about you. You know, it's just do something a little bit off the wall and wacky and everyone would talk about you. It's a guaranteed way to keep yourself in the public eye. You're off to bed, Ratspit. Yeah. It's been lovely talking to you. Catch you all soon. I'll catch you soon. We'll have to catch up on Discord at some point. But yeah, take it easy. And yeah. So yeah. I think most people have respect for Tom Cruise, and Collateral was a really good film. He's really good in that as a bad guy. Although I haven't seen his Mummy film yet. I have to get back in the Discord community. Well, you can say Dragon sent me. I'm on a mission from Dragon. It's dark, we're wearing sunglasses, half a tank of gas, it's 223 miles to Chicago. Oh, fair enough. That was fairly new, the Mummy film, so I don't know whether it'd be any good or not. I did hear some adverts for the Mummy film. I think they came on YouTube and it was like, what was that? I want to know what our coffin was doing in a 2,500 year old sarcophagus. And I'm like, I don't know, probably sleeping was my first reaction. I just said it out loud and I was like, that's what I'd be doing in a sarcophagus, an old sarcophagus, if I was a kid and didn't realise the historical significance of it. It didn't make me want to watch the film, which was what it was trying to achieve. They're making the Mummy 4. Oh, what? Brendan Fraser Mummy? See, the Mummy films, they were good. See, everyone should... Top film tips from Dragon Ball McQueen. And Hash. See, if he's old and she's and his wife's in it, Raquel, whatever her name is, and she's old, and they're pretending to be old, and it's because their son was in Scorpion King or 3, was it? And they do it like they treat it like Afterlife did. It could be good. So I'm not going to count cast dispersions yet. It could be good. I'm not saying it will be, but I'm saying it could. But then you need a decent writer who's got the imagination. And most people just get computers to write things these days rather than using the AI as a tool to help them create things. I'm hoping as well, yeah, because... And tell you what surprised me as well, and I'm finding myself wanting to go and see that new He-Man movie. Since I grew up watching He-Man, you know, I am the audience for it. Although I'm dubious about him coming to Earth. Where's Prince Adam coming to Earth? What the actual heck has that got to do with He-Man? Like, if you've watched the original TV show, they never even knew of Earth. They had no idea what it was. Like, it was a separate universe. It was in a galaxy far, far away. You know, that was just accepted. Yes, being on Earth is silly, yeah. Exactly. What? They did a Superman. That's what they did. They did a Superman. But why do you need to do a Superman? We need to send the strongest man in the universe off to another planet. Well, no, you don't. You don't need to do that. You really don't. I'd have had more respect if they sent him off into hiding on Eternia. That would have made sense. You know, that would be more plausible and believable. You know, we are not the most important... I mean, that's ego. That's ego's writing checks that people's butts can't cash. People thinking that Earth is the most important thing in the universe. Don't be so self-conceited. Don't be so... You know, there may be other civilizations out there that might be doing better work than us. And not trying to blow each other up all the time, and actually trying to figure out a way of getting off their planet and prolonging their life. Or any other planet but Earth, yeah. But I mean, I don't think they'd have, although they've got really advanced technology on Eternia, I don't think it would be able to do that. Send them millions of light years across space and time. No. But apart from that, the special effects and everything else, I'm curious. So I might wait till it comes out on DVD. I'm going to talk myself out of wanting to see it now, but yeah. Or I may go and see it in the cinema. Treat myself. You know, that is the height of luxury for me, going to the cinema. I'll go with my boys. The last film I went to see at the cinema was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which was, I'm really glad I did go to see it at the cinema. However, because my local cinema is so good, I need to all go that floating hat thing, or it will be rubbish. Yeah, yes and no. I suppose it does, because he was like a nanny, wasn't he, in the original? I think he was. I think he was Prince Adam's nanny, in a way. He was like looking after him. I tell you who I saw and I was pleased. Cringer Battle Cat looks freaking awesome, and they didn't show you much of Battle Cat, but I saw there's a tiny little flash of him in the adverts, and I'm like, but yeah, we went to watch Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and I ended up getting a numb backside because our seats are so good in our local cinema, and also they messed it up, so they had to start it again. The reel came off. They didn't manage to change the reel, so they started again after 10 minutes. So we watched the first 10 minutes twice of that film. So I was like, okay, that's my local cinema for you. Absolutely fantastic. So they often get lots of kids that just go down there and shout and cause trouble. Not trouble, but just like, I don't know, just don't have respect. This is beginning to come together quite nicely. So you've all been chatting movies, peeps. If you're paying attention. Albion, get a bag and clean that up. Now she's scratching stuff. This is what... Chase her out the room. Well, that's cats for you. Alright, so like broken artifacts, Roman stuff, sort of crushed lying in there would be good. Thinking some heather. I might need some heather. Although, yet again, Frontier doing stupid things. Look, I have the two regions I have selected, Mediterranean and temperate. Now, watch this. Search heather. No items. Alright. Let's clear these filters. Oh look, they do have heather. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Scotland in a temperate zone? Pretty sure Scotland's in a temperate zone, and it's freaking full of heather. Just learn to categorise your plants a bit better, please, Frontier. I love you really, Frontier, but you know, just nettles and categorise your plants better. And be like, but it's not the heather you find on the mountains in. Don't care, it's heather, all right. And seeing as I haven't got heather found on mountains in the UK, I am very limited in what I can do. It looks blue there. It is blue. Is that blue? It's not supposed to be blue. It's supposed to be purple. It is purple. It's just the lighting. Alright. Fix the sun. Oh, there we go. Much better. My heather was looking a bit weird. Purplish. Yeah, it was the lighting. And also probably my TV to a degree. My TV makes things look bluer than they are. I need a new TV, really. There's loads of things I need, but, you know. I did buy myself something recently. I brought new ear things for my headset. The foam bits were going. Because I've not replaced them since I brought the headset way back when. So, yeah. I treated myself to some £15 replacement ear things that didn't have the foam falling out of them and everything. And also it made them sound better because the material inside was all like newer, and it could direct the sound into my ears correctly and things like that. And none of the sound is escaping as much anymore. So I had to turn my PlayStation down again on headphones. It's Steel Series. So I've been using it for years, but I've paid almost as much as you pay for a PS4. So, well, no, that's how much they were selling it for, almost as much as you pay for a PS4. I mean, everyone uses Yeti Blue mics, and like, if you're serious about streaming stuff, Yeti Blue mics or boom mics are what you want. But yeah, I used to tease one of my friends though from Wales, because he brought a Yeti mic second hand, and the wire, he had a wire that kept cutting out a little bit, but it was really good. And I was like, but how much did you spend on that? And he was telling me how much he spent on it. I'm like, but I've got an over the head headset with a mic built in, and I paid this for it. I paid £200 odd or whatever it was, because I got it cheaper in a Black Friday sale. And I said, it sounds just as good as your mic. Although PC and boom mics is probably the way to go if you're streaming, if I'm honest. That is a really good setup. It's a choice setup. Okay, these look like they're floating. Yeah, look back here, they look on the edge, it looks like it's floating. Then you zoom in. Okay, get rid of heather. Alright, let's jump on and have a look. Oh, okay, we're part way through, aren't we? Let's jump on and have a look. See what it looks like now, just to get a feel for it, and then I'm going to be adding artifacts and things to make it more better. I do like this coming out by the stream and the pond. That launch. Oh, it's coming that way, right? That's interesting to know. See, I want to create the foresty look as well, so I want it to feel like you're in a forest, because the UK was just forest and heather. That's all it was. Forest and heather. Who's Heather? I don't know, but she was everywhere. Forest, heather and nettles there, that's what the UK is. If anyone wants to know what ancient England used to be like, or Albion, there you go, I've just answered your question. Heather, nettles and trees. A great mighty oak. Yeah, the bits that have got plant life on look really good, don't they? Like the beginning and the end of the ride are good, it's just that massive bit in between that needs sorting out. But yeah, it's we are getting there, and I can use trees to break things up and cause barriers and stuff. I'm sitting here gesturing like you can see me. I need to get a no, I was going to say I need to get a camera, but I don't think I want to subject you all to that. You know, people are like, no. It did look great. The bits that were themed did look good. If it went between the posts, it would have been a goal. That's the sort of thing my father used to say when I was growing up. I used to look at him like, oh, what the... Not that we watch football, we just watch the World Cup. Like, support your country. Formula 1 was more my thing. No, I don't watch any sports these days, because Formula 1's got to the point where I'm just like, okay. I believed in you, Hamilton. You've let me down. But there we go. Or, more to the point, Hamilton's been let down by Ferrari, should I say. Because he believes that Ferrari are going to do more for him as a racer than they are currently doing. Used to like, I do enjoy Wimbledon every year though. There you go, there's another insight into power slap. Is that where people genuinely slap each other and take it in turns? Is that like a hillbilly American type sport? It sounds awesome. It sounds like the sort of thing Arthur Morgan would be into. I think I've seen stuff about it on YouTube before, like a long time ago, and I've kind of forgotten about it, but then it's come back into. Now you mentioned it, it's like my brain just went, oh yeah, they are. It's that's what you're on about. It's actually very good. There's drama, there's excitement, there's people beating the crap out of each other. See, I could never get. I'm not into contacts. I used to do martial arts myself growing up, but I'm not majorly into contact sports. I don't, yeah, they're all right. Bit of a pissing contest, really, in my opinion. It's just, it's not. I suppose power slapping though is a bit different because there's probably rules. My favourite sport when I was growing up was the staring contest. If you take it for what it is, it's kind of fun. It does look brutal at times though. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Any contact sport, I'm like, okay, that's just like, doesn't interest me. I'm much more strategical. I prefer things that require the old grey matter. Because after all, without people with grey matter or the thought capacity, the human race wouldn't be where it is today. So, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is debatable, but we'll save that for another day. We've done films. We've done currents. Yes, red and black. Alright. Clever clogs. Come out with that banana. Chess and power slap combined could be good. Yeah, see, chess was my... Would you... If I made a statement I was on the chess club in middle school, would that surprise anyone? No, probably not. To the surprise of no one. I have a very good chess set actually. I have a Lord of the Rings chess set with, that I got from New Zealand. I probably mentioned it before on a stream a few times, but in case I haven't, yes, I have a Lord of the Rings. It's reclaimed ivory. So before anyone says, "Ooh, that's really bad," no, I like animals. It's reclaimed ivory. It's stuff that has been like refashioned and repurposed. So it's donated and then repurposed. So therefore it makes it kind of rare, which is why I got it. It's a choice between that. See, that chess set was quite a lot, but then there was this other chess set I wanted that had pewter pieces, and it was like Lord of the Rings one. It was fully 3D with a glass top, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to be able to take that back on a plane to the UK. Whereas the other one, the chess set, was like more in a box, so I could carry that easier. So that was the reason why Dragon loves all animals, he hunts them all equally in Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah. Yes, I'm a fan of animals, yet for some reason I turn into a psycho when pixels are concerned. It's a puppet! It's that mentality. I'm so evil to those pixels. That's why people that get... I mean, I get upset when I get beaten in computer games, but if you get beaten by a computer and you get upset, like, i.e. a game kills you, and you get really angry and you go mad like I do when I get beaten by another person, you see, I think I kind of find that funny myself, because I'm like, it's a game, just, you know, it's just pixels. I can understand the frustration though with some games, like, that's why I don't play Dark Souls and never stream it. Would never stream it, even if I did play it, because I just know it would just frustrate me. I don't see the point in playing a game where it takes you 2 weeks to beat one boss. Just like, I have better things to do with my time. Like, I could achieve so much more. I could build an entire park. I've had game rage over Crash Bandicoot. Platformers, yeah, because it's the difference between a pixel, especially was on the original PlayStation. But Colin McRae 2 with I think there's another rally game that I had. I can't remember what it was called, and you can make your own track. Did everyone just build like the longest straight they could build with a jump in the middle, so they could get up to maximum speed and then jump and see how far the car could go? That's all everyone does with an editor. That's the first thing you should do with a car editor, track editor. Just build a straight line and see how far you can make the car jump. And if you can break the game doing so in any car editor, then try and build some serious tracks and have fun with it and things. But the first thing you should do is build a long straight, or just be a long straight with 2 U-bends on it, just to see if you can get the car, to test your cars to get up to maximum speed as well. Who? Colin McRae? Yes, he did. Colin McRae. I actually heard about Colin McRae's passing. No, I heard about Colin McRae dying. With his son, unfortunately, he was piloting a helicopter up in Scotland, and literally it was at the beginning of a Grand Prix when it happened, and they came on and they announced it just before Grand Prix started, and I was just like, I was sitting there dumbfounded. I'm like, you could have waited till the race was over. you could have waited. You brought the mood down now. I think they had a minute's silence in the actual Grand Prix, because everyone was like, because Colin McRae was a legend. Like, if you watch him driving the Subaru Imprezas, and then people driving the Lancer Evo. The Lancer Evo was actually, I think, was a better car. The Lancer Evo rally car, like, it was more reliable or something. Yeah, it was a helicopter. Crashed its helicopter. But yeah, I think, but Colin McRae, because he was such a good driver, could make the Subaru Impreza just do things that the Evo couldn't, because he was just such a good driver. Just had such natural intuition with the car, and consequently sold thousands of Subaru Imprezas the world over, and everyone wanted them in blue with yellow vinyls. If you saw a Subaru Impreza, chances are, when Colin McRae was rallying, chances are you would be looking at a blue one with yellow vinyls. But personally, I still like the Lancer Evo. I'm a Lancer Evo fan. Although I could see the appeal of the Subaru Impreza. The fastest accelerating production cars, mass production cars in the world. They were everywhere at one time. Yeah, they were. Somebody I used to come into my pub. He was like, I had this Mercedes. I thought it was a really tasty car, and he said I thought it was really nice. And this girl challenged me to a straight line 0 to 40 or something, 0 to 60 race. And so we set it up. He said, by the time I put my foot down, she was halfway down the road. He said, I don't know, and I didn't know what car she was in. Turns out it was a Subaru Impreza. I'm like, oh, it's selling the fastest accelerating mass production car in the world. Of course you were going to lose. He said, yeah, and she won some money off me for that. I was like, well, then you're an idiot and not doing your research. Or not knowing your cars. Subaru Imprezas. Yeah, they were fast and deadly, and the police hated them because they were fast. That's just. But still, amazing bit of engineering and cheap-ish, I suppose, in comparison to what else was on the market. Although, if money was no object, I could get any car tomorrow, F-Type, for Jaguar F-Type. Well, yeah, yes, they did actually, didn't they? They had you used to watch it on TV, didn't you? The police interceptors, and they'd turn up and they brag about this Subaru Impreza at the beginning, because they wanted everyone to know that they finally brought a Subaru Impreza, and everyone's like, no, it's too late now. We're in Lambos, yeah, Porsches. You're not going to catch us anymore. What the police Subaru Impreza? Yeah, were they silver? Or you're on about Lambos? I've seen an Aventador. Seen an orange Aventador, which is the colour to see them in if you're going to see an Aventador. Or you're on about F-Types. Yeah, they painted it silver. Oh, the police painted it silver, the Subaru Impreza. See, I do about 3 different cars at once. It's confusing for me. But F-Type, see, the E-Type was everyone. I can understand why people at that period loved E-Types, but I remember seeing the I've often talked about this as well. I remember seeing the F-Type in production, and thinking, there's no way, when that comes out, there's no way that's going to look like that. And then it did. It came out and it looked pretty much like the drawings, and that's what really impressed me with it, like the sketches and things. I was always looking out for the unmarked cars. I got stopped by an unmarked Astra, him coming out from a nightclub once when I was about 19 or 20. I'd been out in the club till about early hours. I got the train back, because you could get the train from like the city centre where I used to live, and then to Bletchley, where I used to live, and I was just jogging down the road as I listened to the reg numbers. Sneaky. And I was walking down the road, and this car stopped really suddenly, and this big bloke jumped out, and I thought, what's going on here? And he's like, don't panic, undercover police. There's someone that's been breaking into houses and stealing things. Where you been tonight? And breaking into factories around here and stealing stuff or something. I'm like, yeah, but I'm just walking down the street. You can't stop me for anything. But yeah. So basically, I got stopped for walking down the street, which, to be honest with you, if I'd have known my rights, I would have told him to do one. I just had to tell him exactly. I said, I'm going home, and he said, where's that? And I had to give him my full address of like where I was staying, and he's like, where you been? I've just been to this nightclub, blah blah blah. You probably smell the alcohol on me, but you shouldn't. If you're being stopped by the police for walking down the street, I mean, they need reasonable cause. Walking down the street is not reasonable cause. Now, if I was limping down the street because I had tons of swag shoved down my trousers, you know, or loads of things under my coat that he suspected was stolen, then he would have probable cause. Walking down the street and seeing me and jumping out and going, where you been, you know, what you been doing, is not probable cause. But there we go. But of course they take advantage of people when they're younger because they don't know their rights fully. I got stopped 3 times one night while I'm driving drunk. What? Well, and you, but they let you go. You're obviously driving pretty badly if you got stopped 3 times. But the funniest thing about the story is they let you go. Or did you get stopped and that was it? I got stopped walking home from college once with a folder under my arm, and because they thought I was selling stuff in the local area, and it was like 7 o'clock at night, and I was trying to get home I was pushing my car. I was like, fair enough. But then they can't do you for drink driving if you're pushing your car. It won't start. Have you tried... No, actually, let's not tell him, have you tried putting the key in? We don't want him to drive this car. See, no matter what the situation is, they can stop you for pushing a car, yeah, because it's intent, isn't it, and stuff. And they didn't. I mean, if you're next to a vehicle with the keys, you can have the intent to drive. My clutch came. Oh, well then, yeah, you wouldn't be driving the car. That kind of puts it out of commission, having the clutch cable. Too drunk to use the clutch. I just noticed we haven't saved in ages. Everyone's like, no, I don't drive anyway, Hash. I've never, not on a road, I've never driven. Well, I'm saying that I had a few lessons, but I don't condone drink driving at all. I don't think. If you're going to go out and drink, get a taxi. That's it, simple. Because it not only, I mean, but also don't use your bloody mobile phone when you're driving. That winds me up as well. Fair enough. See, I'd like to learn to drive. That's my one thing I would love to do, is learn to drive. Because I've never, but I'd be a bit more sensible, I think, at my age. I'm an old git. I think I'd be pretty sensible. Uber all the way. That's fair enough. If you're just going to do local journeys, but my family live about 150 miles from where I live, so kind of having a license would be useful because I could go and see them then. But I would be nervous the first few times, I think, of driving on busy roads and that. Because I've been in a car when I've seen a lorry almost hit my stepfather when he was driving before he passed away. Before he, died a couple of years back, 3 years back now actually. It's going to be 3 years this winter coming. So 2 years and a bit. Sorry, I keep saying past, and then every time I say it, I just think of Stephen Fry saying, passed? What? He passed his driving test? He passed what? No, they died. We all die, you know. That's all I could think of. It's an interview he did with Tommy Innit recently on 100 Questions. So, use adjectives correctly, I think. But yeah, so Ooh, that's not good. I've touched wood. I've never been in a major accidents. I've been in a car when it's hit a pedestrian though, and the pedestrian went up on my side. But luckily, we were turning in a junction, so the car wasn't going very fast. But there was these bushes, like right next to this industrial estate, and they were right next to the road. So this kid came out with his bike. He couldn't see us, but we couldn't see him more to the point. The driver who I was with, and she was turning, and he came straight out between these bushes, and we just hit. And she slammed on the brakes, but you know, there's yeah. Contact was inevitable, unfortunately. Not my fault. Oh my god. Jeez. That can be expensive. And insurance, mind you, sometimes cars are write-offs for the simplest of things, I've noticed with insurance, which can be very frustrating. Like if the list of things that break all at once. Yeah, well, it was bike riders can be reckless. It was a kid, unfortunately. He was a young lad. Luckily, he was perfectly all right, but the family came out and were going mad, and they thought I was driving. They were trying to threaten me, and I'm like, I wasn't the one driving. But not only that, it's like we stayed there until the ambulance got there, and she did all the right things and was breathalyzed by the police and did all the correct things, you know. But this family was still understandably distraught. But it was one of those situations that was actually the fault of the council. It was actually the fault of the council because these bushes should not have been right next to a road like that, blocking a junction. I mean, it was to keep so the industrial area wasn't unsightly. Yeah. Luckily the kid was round my friend's house on the Monday with his mum apologising but it wasn't his fault either. But sort of, you know, coming around and saying he was all right and things like that, because they both lived on the same estate. But you know, that was one of those situations. It was actually the lack of groundskeeping and stuff being done by the local council, or not being done by the local council, more to the point, that was the issue. So, and thankfully he was all right, you know. There we go. Anyway, still go watch Point Break at some point, Hash. Watch it. Get it on DVD. That's what I was saying. I'm going to sound like Billy Connolly now, having a throwback to something we were talking about ages ago. I was talking to my friend when I worked in sales years ago, and I was talking to one of my customers, and I said, so what is the difference between VHS and DVD? Yes, I'll watch it. I said, so what is the difference between VHS and DVD? He said, well, you know when you pause VHS and you've got black bits and it looks like there's something inside dancing about in it. He said, yeah, when you pause it on a DVD, you know, black is actually black. It doesn't have look like it has little bits, like little dots of colours and reds and greens dancing around in it and things. And I was like, wow, I've got to get myself a DVD player. 20 years ago, 30 years ago almost now. In fact, 30 years ago, I think. Pretty much. And DVD players weren't cheap back then, by the way. They got cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. I can't believe it when supermarkets started selling for, like, you could pick a DVD player at 50 quid. I'm like, bargain. Yeah, I think mine cost something like that. I brought mine with a... I think I brought my first one with a... I
think I got something with it. One of my customers was doing a deal where if you brought a console, you got a DVD player with it. So I think, oh yeah, it was a Japanese Dreamcast. They imported a Dreamcast, so I wanted a Dreamcast anyway. So I ended up buying a Dreamcast and a DVD player. I think I got it both together for a deal at the time. And because I knew them, I got a discount. But yeah, that's how I got into DVDs. I was at a party and they started passing around this nice shiny disc. It went from there, really. Good deal. Yeah. Well, you just thought it had been a good deal, but then I had to find a TV that played Japanese NTSC. And if you know about NTSC. People are like, what? Yeah, region-locked DVD players as well. We had to deal with that. But there was things you could type in to get them unregion locked on the keypad. There's lots of things we had to deal with back then. Back in my day. But yeah, I got a Dreamcast, and then I had to go and find a TV that would play NTSC-J, and I went to lots of TV shops, and I ended up going to one. I lived in the centre of Milton Keynes at the time, and I went all the way out to Bletchley eventually, and found this because I phoned all these places and was like, "Do you sell a TV that has NTSC-J and tin cans and string in my day?" Well, yeah, when I was growing up. Those communication devices. They were great. That was a great way to play with your friends. One of you'd have it to your ear and somebody would say something and it just comes through in muffled like. It'd be like, hold on, sorry, I caught my mic. Hello, 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 hello. That's kind of what it'd be like. And then you'd be like, what? What did they say? What are you saying? What? I can't hear you. Hello? 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 It's no good. Just take the can away from you. Or find one can, yeah. Yeah, and then make the person stick their face to it afterwards. Evil things you used to do as children. Creative ways to upset your friends. By Ash Bandicoot. Alright, trees. Do I need a tree? I'm kind of thinking I want a tree over the heather, but I don't know what tree I want over the heather. So you get me talking about my youth, and I could go on for years and years. And let's put the larch there. Also, yet again, another one of those situations. If you know about the larch, you know about the larch. Small tree. Small tree, big tree, cardboard tree. Yeah, because I want a kind of forest, but not too much that you can't see anything coming up in front of you. I've got all this to fill. See, I allowed myself about 30% budget for this entire coaster, and I think that wasn't unreasonable considering I've used 8% just building all that. That's 8% there. I mean, I am throwing everything at it. But I don't think we'll be able to get a log flume in. Or an arcade. Once I've finished theming up the rest of it. Although I'm quite happy to leave this green. I'm quite happy to leave this like a field. I have no qualms with doing that. There are fields and like break up area bits in theme parks. They exist. You know. This bit I might fill that in, but you know, and I want some signs, and I want some, like, that needs a sign across it to say what the village is going to be called. And I need a boundary on the other side, and I need some trees along here. I like the fact that the coaster actually goes outside the boundary and comes back in as well. There's some nice bits, and that looks like you're going to hit them. The moat, yeah, the ditch round the the moat. That's what they would have had on these old Iceni tribe Celtic villages, which is exactly why. And this is exactly like an Iceni building, so there is a little bit of historical relevance to it. Look at that, fantastic. Could you imagine just, and all the smoke would have kept all the insects out your Celtic Knight has an expired service badge. I think it is, yeah. I think it's still a moat with no water. I'm pretty sure. Oh, we best call the mechanic then, if it's got a... Call mechanic. Expired service badge. Who else has a... Okay, who is destroying picnic benches? Oh, you're there. Okay. Water pump 3 is in poor condition. No, it's not. Stop lying. Roman bath is over capacity. Nobody cares. Many guests have reported pickpocketing. Yet again, nobody cares. Who has a... What has a... Something else had a service badge, didn't it? I think this has an expired service badge. Celtic Knot. Does it? Oh no, it's fine. Oh, it expires in 37 minutes. Okay. They've been to that one then. It's just Wormroot they forget about, which is a massive coaster. Nobody wants to service it because it's a huge coaster. They're like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No, don't be silly. Not doing that one. So I've got all this to fill with plants and forestry and all that sort of bits. It's going to take forever and a day. It'll take me ages. But yeah, I wanted this to be more foresty and like nature based, because that's all what the Celtic Iceni tribe part is, or I wanted it to be, because of stereotypes and prejudice. Also, I've realised this is the queue path, and that isn't very big, and all you would need to do if you were so inclined is just walk across here, and you could, not that it'd do you much good, you're not skipping much of a queue really, but yeah, you could push in. You wouldn't be able to get up here though. But safety is not my main concern, as you could probably tell. You could literally just walk over and wander around by the coaster, but no. I mean, I can make this taller and more safety conscious, but I am of the belief of natural selection. You know, if you're stupid enough to wander onto the tracks with a coaster, they'll be fine. Yeah, exactly. If you're stupid enough to wander onto the tracks of a coaster, then do not come crying to me when you get hit by a roller coaster. It's a classic thing your parents used to say when you're growing up. If you get hit by a car, don't come crying to me. I don't think I'll be able to, you know, somehow. Kind of think I might be incapacitated by that one. Natural selection is great. But now we no, it's fair enough. I think we should look after people that can't look after themselves. You know, the strong should look after them. That's just the way of things, really. And I think that's a good way of doing things. I mean, years and years and years ago, like when we were growing up, it was just, yeah. You'd be told. I mean, they used to have, when we were growing up, when I was growing up, and probably when you were growing up, Ash, they used to have adverts on TV to tell you not to play in power stations. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. That's, yeah, strong look after the weak. The stupids are on their own. See, I don't necessarily agree with that. Charlie says, always tell your mother before you go off somewhere. We had adverts where a cat would tell us how to behave. Yeah, horrific adverts, I know. That's why I remember them. The Green Cross Code, we had Darth Vader telling us how to cross roads. We had adverts telling you not to play in power stations, which were horrific and and would do their job. You got told not. You had to watch public information service things at school about swimming in lakes and rivers. And people were like, "Oh, but things were better in them days. The internet is the death of the world," and all this. I'm like, no, everyone's staying at home and they're not playing in power stations and, you know, diving into large bodies of water with loads of weeds in and things, you know. It's just the metrics have changed, that's all. So the metrics have changed slightly, but don't get your knickers in a twist about it all, everyone. I think the internet was the fact that I can talk to the ride on top of trains now. I mean, the people that do go out and do stupid things are doing it with a video camera for content. And if you're kind of making that content, then that's, you know, you haven't thought sensibly about your content. You have to pick a market, but and it's always good to try and do something that other people aren't doing. However, do not do things that put your own life or other people's lives in danger, or are likely to get you arrested. I mean, these things go without saying for people with common sense, but you have to say these things to people. That's the world we live in. You have to actually tell them, hey, look, if you're getting arrested for a prank, well, yeah, I know people have always done stupid things, but they're encouraged to do stupid things by other stupid people now. It's an epidemic. I mean, I was watching a podcast. I was listening to Ramesh Ranganathan's podcast with Ben Elton, and Ben Elton's like, get rid of the internet. If I could, I would get rid of the internet tomorrow and all this. I'm like, yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. Because I think there are benefits, there are good things, and there are bad things about everything. And that's the same with any technology. And it's just how you use that technology. I mean, it used to be comics, as in comic books, was going to subvert the youth, and they were all bad years ago. Now it's then it was computers, you know. Yeah, look for the positives. I mean, the internet has some amazing things you can do. The fact that you can talk to people all over the world is just incredible, really. And the fact that they want to tell you to bog off half the time is also understandable, but not necessarily constructive or useful. What did you think of my content? Would you just press this like little subscribe button on my... No, piss off. Why would I want to do that? Just please, just like, you've been sitting here watching my content for many days. Just subscribe, please. It would help me out no end. I might be able to pay my bills. Laugh out loud. But yeah, like research reasons and that. I mean, back in 2003 when I started really getting into using the internet, I thought it was an excellent tool, and I used to be, and I had to say, I used to be an advocate for Facebook before it got destroyed, because when it started out, Facebook was a brilliant way to communicate to your parents and your family and lots of people really quickly what you've been up to, and when I was on the other side of the world, that was really helpful to do. That's the point. Don't forget to like the stream, folks. Yeah, you could communicate very quickly what you've been up to lots of people all at once. So I started using Facebook for that, and then they locked me out of my account, so I had to create another account. I lost lots of photos, so then I had to go onto my previous account, steal my photos back from my old account that they locked me out of, and said I have no proof that it was mine, even though it was mine, and I'd used exactly the same phone number to get into it for years. But anyway, Facebook being Facebook, said I had no proof that my account was my own. And then, so I created a new account, and then I noticed shortly after that it was rapidly going downhill, and I had adverts and no end of things, and half the time I wasn't seeing the things I wanted to see when I opened Facebook. I was like, okay, now it's curated. It's the same way that, like today I've been watching Theme Park Worldwide, but I've been creating on here because Sean and Charlotte are brilliant, you know, and really good, nice to listen to in the background. And occasionally I'll be like, oh, I've got a POV on this ride, and I'll sit and watch that, and I'm listening to what he's saying about the parks and general feedback and construction updates, because I'm still on 2025, like Christmas at the moment. But I had to go and search for that, even though I'm subscribed to him and I interact with that content. Like, but in fads, they're not someone I watch consistently. My Twitter got taken out by a naughty lady. I've been knocked out. Yeah, I think I have a Twitter account. I think there is a Dragonborn, but I haven't been on it for so long because I have no interest in going on it. And not because Elon Musk took over, just because, yet again, I'd open it up and it wouldn't be telling me anything I wanted to know. YouTube's getting that way, to the point where it's trying to tell me what I should be watching, and I don't want it to. I want to find what I want to watch. And there are some people I watch regularly because they're doing regular... Oh... She posted spicy things. What? So she's putting like turmeric and Italian herbs and that sort of thing. And they were like, "No, can't have that. You're banned." Oh, you're not doing that. You're banned. I know what you mean. I'm just being satirical. Sarky git as usual. Right, I'm going to have 5 minutes. I'm going to have a quick break and grab a coffee, because it's 11:30 now, and we should get back to more building and more chaffing shite. Silly. Spicy but silly. Spicy but nice. Yeah, have a quick coffee break, grab a coffee and everything. So give me 5 minutes and we'll be back. 8% for all this. I mean, that's some good real estate there, isn't it? 8% for all that, plus the coaster itself. So that's not bad. That's 2 coasters and all that building. But details have got to be added in, like broken Roman monuments. Fair enough. I mean, I was talking about spice. I was saying it was not. The spice isn't what. So hang on. So you're telling me your sexuality determines whether you like spice or not? I don't think it does. I'm going to ask my stepdaughter. I'll go ask her now and her partner. Or should I go ask them if their sexuality determines whether they like herbs. Right. I'm gonna go and grab a coffee anyway. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I was joking anyway. I was winding you up, Hash. It was a joke. Anyway, I'll be back shortly. Yes, I know, I was just making light of the situation. Right, I'll be back shortly. And there are certain words and there are certain words you can and can't put in live streams, and that's one you really shouldn't put. And yeah. Anyway, I'll be back shortly. Prawn would be fine though.
Right, I'm back. We'll split away from doing fauna and foliage and everything, and we'll do a destroyed Roman monument perhaps here, and then I'll do a Roman centrepiece elsewhere in the park, because I think we've been doing the same thing. Thank you. Doing the same thing over and over and over, and it's probably getting a little bit dull, if I'm honest, for you guys watching. We'll filter that. A cup of mellow birds. My God, that's a throwback. See, I'm on the. I've got my I had a nice pumpkin cup which I got from Primark, which I really liked. It was like a squash, Americans would call it, I suppose. And it was a nice, like, it was the shape, and it held a nice amount of coffee. And the other day I heard this clang. I went in the kitchen, and Shell was stood there, and she had the dustpan and brush in her hands, and was sweeping up my once beloved cup into the dustpan. And I was like, thanks, great. So I had to go back to my old Fox cup, which is chipped, cracked, and everything else. So that's what I'm currently using as my coffee cup. Oh, do you know what? I don't need either of them. So yeah, it got destroyed. So my Fox cup, which also came from Primark, which is chipped and cracked and everything else, and is a couple of years old now. No, I don't want stucco. I want lime. Lime. That's what we want. We want lime plaster. So yeah, that got destroyed, unfortunately. These things happen. Stick the surface off. Can you? No. Look, my phone is charging, and if you knock it, Albion, it's going to not be charging anymore. Cats. You'd have them. Oh, it's on 100% anyway. So yeah, I'm using my broken Fox cup, but it is a nice cup, and it holds slightly less than my previous cup, but it's just enough, and it's a bit more than a normal mug's worth. Which is always nice, because I do have a Fallout 76 mug, but that's tiny. That's like the one I have before I go to work, so that I'm not constantly needing the loo all day. Information you didn't need to know on the Dragonborn McQueen stream. You're welcome. "15 mugs. There's only one. There's a really big mug in my house. It's called me. Sorry, I'm going into the wrong thing. I'm getting distracted. Mythology. That's what we want. Back in the day when mythology was mythology. Plus guest mugs. No one touches my mugs. No, I've got mugs. Yeah, we've all got our own mugs in this house. We're very much territorial when it comes to mugs. I don't know whether to have that at the top or the bottom. Let's go for the bottom. And see, there's an amazing thing we can do with buildings now. Oh, was like, why is that smaller? Because we've got random scaling on at the moment. Such an easy way of actually. Aha, yes. You want a Roman look? That's very Roman. If it's red and gold, it's very Roman. Music is so tranquil in Planet Coaster 2. That's one thing they do get on point, Frontier. Jeez. Yeah, I have a keyboard, and I do have a mouse, but the mouse has disappeared somewhere. It's buried somewhere in the front room. I could find it if I really wanted to at some point. But I don't think I could ever. I've had that thought. Could I play Planet Coaster with keyboard and mouse? But I've had that thought of no. I could probably not. I have Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster on my Spotify. Some of my Spotify playlists. I also have some Fortnite music on some of my playlists, because some of the Fortnite music isn't too bad either. But I'm quite a musically orientated person. I've always liked my music since I was a boy. I could just put on a good idea, Spotify. Yeah. I could just put on my Walkman and lose myself in another world. When I was growing up, that was a great thing to do. And sit and draw something, or paint some of my Citadel miniatures. Spend hours just sitting there painting things that nobody would see, except me and my friends. That was it. Okay, we need so we need the anyone de Poitrine. Okay, I tell you what I've got into recently. I didn't think I'd get into. Angine de... Oh, right. I think you mentioned that the other day. How do we... I'm pretty sure... Silly autocorrect. Ducking autocorrect. The fact that we can do that is just incredible. And if anyone doesn't know why that's incredible, just go back and play Planet Coaster. I have just made a building at a slight angle, and that is incredible. Yeah, it's so simple, but it's made so many people in the Planet Coaster community happy.
It's oh, when I rotated that, I didn't expect it to do that. I didn't expect it to sink underground. Yeah, I don't think Planet Coaster 2 is as... I think I saw Rudy make a video the other day. Planet Coaster 2 isn't as bad as you think it is or something. And I was like, well, that's funny because I don't think it's bad at all. So just like, I don't think I'm the target audience for your video there, sir. Oh, cats are playing with each other and jumping about and having a mad half hour. When I came out of the kitchen, they were all sat in the hallway, staring at me. I was like, okay, what are you lot planning? Now I know. They were planning a mad half hour. I haven't watched it. I didn't watch the video. So, I will have to probably watch it. I probably would enjoy it. But I don't think Planet Coaster 2 is a bad game anyway. So, because I listened to one of my good friends who's an amazing creator. If you like Planko, go check out Jan BK. So I listened to him in the early days when he said it's a good game. It's just different, and he was right. Look at that. Yeah, destroyed artifacts. Right, we need decals now. No, actually, we don't. Yeah, Jan is good. He's your friendly neighbourhood Frenchman. So do we have... See, I was going to put a fountain base on there, and I suddenly thought I can't put it on there because of the water. Like, look. Water does not do that. You can't change the laws of physics, laws of physics, laws of physics. You can't change the laws of physics, Jim. Yeah, we can't do that. That's changing the laws of physics, and we can't do that. That's not allowed. That's too big. If nobody knows what I'm on about, you cannot change the laws of physics. I mean, you must do. Everyone must know Star Trekking across the universe on the Starship Enterprise under Captain Kirk. And see, I kind of want something on there, like a base, but I don't. That's too small. Great song. It was. See, that was when number ones used to have sell thousands and thousands of copies. Right, Scruffy, stop trying to eat Albion. That's not really a good idea. Albion, come here. Don't let him beat you up just because he's the biggest cat in the house. I'm just looking for something circular that I can put on there, so it's more than... Actually, I could put something square on. Let's go back to mythology. I'm pretty sure there is a square base somewhere. Yeah, there we go. And what we're gonna do... by disorientating it, I've kind of messed it all up, or messed up my angles. Actually,
Yeah, you can flip a fountain base upside down. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, now I see what you're saying. You can change the laws of physics with a fountain base. And I see what you're saying. I see what you're getting at there. But I love the mosaic in it. What we can do is make it slightly smaller. Scotty. Beat me up, Scotty. I mean, for something that you're going to... With a lot of ride scenery, I tend to not make it as detailed as, say, I would a building that you would walk past in the park, because you see it for a split second and then it's gone. So... Let's make this 225. Shrink it down. No, let's bring it up a little bit actually. There. I think we're central there. Kind of... Let's see if I can make that white, that spring white, a bit darker. There we go, destroyed Roman monument. I can make it a bit more, by the way, Romans thought this was good luck, which is why I've used them in the park. I think I've used this in the park a few times. Medusa was actually good luck in Roman mythology. So I think I've got some, pretty sure over in the Roman baths I've got a Medusa head, yeah, there. I knew I had one there somewhere. But also the only place I've used it. Look at that use of shells. It looks like a perfect bow tie. All the torches were out because I'm not in that area. I'm sorry, I apologise. I'm going back to a bit of nature work just to blend this in a little bit more. I'm not very good with compliments, but thank you. In fact, I'm bloody awful with them, but there we go. I can't type. Oh, theming you spelt wrong. I thought you meant to put really shite theming. That's what you meant by I can't type. Okay, it's rubbish. See, constructive criticism is fine. But like telling someone they suck or something is not useful.
in any way, shape or form. How do I suck? What sucks about this thing what don't you like? It's very hard for people to give constructive criticism. I just don't like it, alright? I can kind of understand that. I have a certain aversion to some celebrities. So ones that wear trousers underneath their armpits and sit around telling everyone that they're brilliant. I've heard Simon Cowell's single. He has no right to criticise other people's singing. There's no right whatsoever. Now, if it was someone like trying to think who's a good singer these days. Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you not know? He used to sing it back in the 80s. It's awful. It's abysmal. I'm sure it's on the internet somewhere. I'm sure you'll be able to find Simon Cowell's single. Anyone, if you want to feel justified for the amount of times you've told Simon Cowell to shut up when you've been watching X Factor, Britain's Got Talent, or any other programme that he happens to have been involved in, go find his single, and then you'll feel totally validated. Weird Al is the best out there. Yeah, see, he's very creative, I think, as a singer. He's very good. Got into him because of Transformers the movie. But, like, people with really good singing voices, like, so if, somebody like Hayley Westenra, she's a really good singer, like, amazing classical trained singer, who was found busking, or with someone like, or Celtic Woman I listen to as well. They're really good singers, an Irish band. If they were sitting there telling me that give me pointers and constructive feedback, I'd listen to them. But the moment Simon Cowell starts talking and telling me, I'd be like, yeah, kind of, you haven't got much skin in the game, I'm afraid. It's like trying to get your advice of how to start a business from a homeless person, that's never had a business, or someone who's like just a normal person on the street who's never had a business, for example, not even a homeless person. That's not even relevant, really. Just like, it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, why would you listen to someone? It's the same with Simon Cowell, I think. Because Simon Cowell knows what will sound, not good music. No, Simon Cowell knows how to use an auto-tuner, and he doesn't know what will sell because he told Adele she would never be successful. And if everyone would like to get their fried eggs and put them on Simon Cowell's face now, you are more than welcome. Because he truly has egg on his face. And a lot of times he said people won't be successful, and they've gone out and proved him wrong. I mean, he's like, but if I hadn't said that, you wouldn't have gone and done. Well, no, they would have done it, but you could have given them a quicker route. Yeah, he said that Adele wouldn't be successful. And I listen. I mean, I'm not big into pop music, but I quite like the odd Adele track. It's not normally my bag, but yeah, she's got one of those voices. I'm not keen on her, but she's very successful. Well, yeah, she's definitely a good. I think she's the modern pop. She's probably one of the better ones. Scruffy, leave Albion alone. Stop chasing her. God's sake, Cat, I'm trying to... come here, you. Scruffy. Right, come here. Stop it. I've got him. He hates it. He hates being picked up. Mate, chill. Chill your beans, Scruffy. I've had to stop the stream just because you're chasing Albion around. I'm thinking, poor Albion. He's sitting here wagging his tail. He hates it. Right, chill out. Be a good boy. Yeah. Is it jealousy because I gave Alvin a fuss earlier? and so you're chasing her and attacking her because you're jealous. She's trying to crawl back from behind the TV now, and so he's sat next to me, getting ready to pounce on her. No, we're not going to have that, Scruffy. We're not going to be doing that, I don't think. Right, this is where I want to put a centrepiece, some kind of Roman centrepiece, but I can't think what to put. Oh, no, she moved, he attacked her. So I failed. I failed in saving Albion from the evil Scruffy. Oh, I could put a fountain here. We could put... I mean, I don't think I've got... Yeah, I've got a little fountain here. This is a nice fountain bit here. We could build... I know. Alright. Should we just open it? Many guests have reported pickpocketing. Well, I mean, it's not quite finished, but let's... And I've still got to do the queue path, like border. I don't know what to put there. Open it, open it, open it. Yeah, I've opened it. I could do the ride sign. I know what I'm going to call it, the final hour. So we could, and I was thinking about putting the sign here, like, and then this side you've got what you could decide, and then let's turn off fixed sun. Let's see, the fixed sun doesn't have the amazing lighting, whereas if you just turn it off, you get some really good range of like lighting throughout the hours. So is anyone going to go on these coasters? That's the big question. No guests are going on the coasters. Okay. And I need to do something with this a bit. I think I need to get rid of the planet coaster type bit. Yeah, it's the temperate biome. Yeah, it is. See, look, that one's covered up. It doesn't look. Water pump 4 is not in poor condition. 75% is not poor condition. Thank you. I was doing something important over here. It's very important. I'm going to ignore you, game, telling me that water pumps are in. What, with the lighting? Yeah, it does get dark, but you also get some amazing range of colours and stuff with the when you have this, when you don't have set lighting on. I mean, to get rid of the darkness is understandable. Not the band. But yeah, sometimes if you want to see in the dark, fair enough. I need to put more around here, like plants and stuff, to kind of block this bit out a bit, and I need some plants around here, I think, and I want to put some ivy on the actual right. Well, you say the tables are dirty. Well, surely have I got any janitors nearby? Oh, it's raining again in my park. I had a thunderstorm the other day as well, earlier today, and that was quite good. We're going to have to find a place for George Lucas. Gladiator. If this was a real theme park, you know people would just be running up and standing in front of that to take pictures. That's what they'd be doing. They'd be traipsing all through this flower bed and going standing up on the rock to take pictures. Which is why I'm glad we don't have... That's the next update for Planet Coaster 2. Realistic. Look at these intrepid explorers. I think what we might do is quarter load. Just so I think they'll probably get busy, but oh, they still need to fix that. I need to fix my favourite coaster. Fix my Blitz coaster. Oh, you got people on this side. Why are they here? Oh, are you waiting for this side to fill up and launch? Well, you've only got 4 people on this side, but you've got enough for a quarter. 6 is a quarter, is it? Okay. Wait, we need some more people going on the Roman side. Oh, there are some people going on the Roman side. Hurry up, run! Can I pick them up and put them right next to the coaster? It's like they are. Faster, faster, yeah, run. Where's your enthusiasm? This is what I always do. I always watch them on a first. Are we going then, guys? Actually, if I'm doing guest facing, we should perhaps do it on the Roman side, because the Romans are actually in front. There we go. But the Roman station, yeah, I do like the Roman station. Let's see their reactions. Yeah, they're gonna crap themselves a lot because there's lots of low hanging bits. Look at them, terrified. Oh well, the world's scariest Intamin Blitz coaster. Designed with guest safety in mind. Yeah. Where all the minimum safety standards are met. Oh, wait. The guy on our left, the right hand side of the train, looked petrified. He looked petrified. I want to know what he thought of the ride when he gets off. And the animations are good on the guests. I like watching the guests and seeing how they react. But let's see what he thought. The guy was petrified. Let's see what your thoughts were. I barely queued at all for Gaius Suetonius Paulinus. Yeah, Gladiator was so fun. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you barely queued for it, but what were your thoughts on the actual coaster? That's not helpful. Telling me you hardly queued for it is like saying sandwiches are nice at lunchtime, you know. Of course. Right, 1% want to go on there. 1%. Now we've got 1% wanting to go on there. 2% want to go on. 1% I want to go on. 2% I can't wait to go on. Okay, that's a contradiction in terms. Did not mean to grab a rock. Cats, what are you doing, Albion? I can guess what you're doing. Yeah, look at that. See that lighting? Look at that. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. With the rain and the... And you don't get that with set lighting. Because I was just letting it run through lighting today, and I was noticing all the ranges. And I was like, yeah, that's really tip top. They've definitely improved the lighting over the first game. Albion, can you stop clawing the curtains, please? You know, that's just FYI. Oh, I build with fixed sun, yeah, same. I do the same actually, but but today, no, actually today I wasn't. I just was noticing ranges. I can look at this rain. I need an indoor bit that's thanks, cat. It now stinks in the front room, by the way. Thanks to Albion. Yes, Scruffy's chasing after us as soon as she got. As soon as she moved. But yeah, I like to walk around parks without fixed lighting for definite. God, look at that. Look at these umbrellas. Puddles in the moat. Yeah, there'll be puddles in there, yeah. But you get, on normal here, you get a lot of puddles, like on open ground. When you get heavy rain. Yeah. My word, those coasters are popular. Like, they're both popular. 1% of 3,000 is still 300 people, isn't it? No, 30, sorry. There's more than 30 people in these queues, that's for sure. 5% now, 2%. Boudica was so fun. Okay, 2%, 1%. Okay, then they're slightly more reluctant to go on the coaster that has more inversions. I need some trees or something to keep the queue lines protected a bit. But yeah, I do like having that Boudica statue there. Look at that lighting. Look at that. That sky looks... Well done, Frontier. That's... All is forgiven. You've got beautiful skies. Sit here and just watch the beautiful skies and have a sip of coffee. Yeah, it's so good because you can instantly think, especially living in England, that sky is sort of familiar to you. That sunset, autumnal nights, you know, rain coming down. Oh, look at that. 4 coasters in one, and Boudica standing there, statue. That's, yeah, that's composition for you.
Perhaps I need some kind of queue covering, do you think? Nah. In fact, most theme parks in the UK don't have queue covering. They don't have it, which is probably sounds crazy to everyone else who doesn't live in the UK, but yeah, we just don't have it. Right. Scruffy, leave Albion alone, please. No cover, sell umbrellas. There's hardly anywhere. There's nowhere for them to go though. There's nowhere indoors in the entire park. There's the toilets. You can go in the toilets and hide in there. That's it. The restaurant's outside. Even the souvenir shop is mostly outside. There are some undercover bits at the souvenir shop. I found someone sat under here earlier. I was like, smart person when it was raining. But yeah, look, there's nowhere. Yeah, look here. He's smart. Sat under there. It's clever. There's a bench there as well. So you can just sneak out the way. I need signs saying pay here. Things like that. Look, all this is detailed, but out here there's no detail whatsoever on the back of that. But I don't really need it. I need to put a board around the park if we've got percentage to play with. If being the operative word. Because this is where I start getting nervous. The last 20%, especially in Planet Coaster, the original, the last 20% would just get eaten up so quickly. Whereas hopefully it's not so bad in Planet Coaster 2. I think it's optimised slightly better. Have we got a thunderstorm coming up soon? No. Just cloudy at 5 o'clock. Now. Park open. I mean, we can override the weather. That's true. Past did take a lot of percentage, and they're not so bad this time. I don't think. Riding old worm route. Yeah. Or sunset in the rain on an inverted coaster. Prepare to get wet. See, I need a bit more over there in the back doing. But the reason we're going on this is because you can see across to the other coasters. Oh, look at that red lighting. I think I'm going to have red lighting on the final. I was going to call it the last stand or the final hour. I don't know which is better. I mean, I kind of like the last stand because it was Boudica's last stand. It was the final. Final hour for me. Well, yeah. God, it's 20 past 12. Jeez, I didn't realise it was that late. I'm going to be ended soon. I need to do more with Maypole. It needs a lot more work. Oh yeah, the worm route is good because, like, there's a few hidden coasters. Where am I? What's going on now? Why are you acting all strange, game? Yeah. Like standing here, and if you walked in, there are kids wandering around on their own in this park. You wouldn't know half the coasters that are in here. Like, you could see Conquest when you come in the entrance. That's it. I mean, you can just about see in the distance a bit of the dueling coaster. But because of all the way I've created it, the built-up forest area, I want things to be like, as you walk around, oh, that's a surprise. Oh, what's that? You know. Health and safety gone mad. It's probably a European park, not a British park, because British parks would have fences around fences, you know. We need to protect this fence from the fence. Whereas European parks, they're like, if you walk onto the tracks, it's your own stupid fault. Yeah, so you sort of come around here and you find that, and you find... I couldn't care if the guests are waiting half a millennia to get served at the restaurants. That's their own problem. Oh, run. We can run. I'm overtaking everyone. But yeah, you can't see half the coasters. And even when you go into... Even when you go into the village... You still can't see worm route. Yeah, I like invisible paths as well. I need to get rid of these. Oh, I don't know whether to get rid of them or not, actually. I don't mind some. See, look, you don't even know about this little family coaster. And even when you see this family coaster... Oh, you can hear snoring because I've got a couple of drats sleeping here. And I need to put more druids like this one, this animatronic, around the park. Why in this lighting does she look like a womble to me from this angle? It's Uncle Bulgaria. It's the lighting and everything on her face, it just looked weird. But yeah, you wouldn't even know this is here, and you can't see much of it either off-ride. Wormroot has an expired service badge. Well, do something about it then, game. She does. She looks like a womble. It's alright, at least I won't have to worry about litter in the park. That's definitely a throwback, that is. Oh, blimey, yeah. Oh, look at that at night time. The whole battle scene's really illuminated well. It's telling me about dirty tables. Do you think I care? It's getting very dark though. Do you think we should have red lighting? I think I should have red lighting on this, but what, subtle red lighting or orange lighting? I don't know. I think the battle scene's really well lit. You know, and and you've got certain bits with the torches and that. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what sort of night lighting I want on this. Mind you, I've got to finish theming the whole ride first. Yeah, I could have blue. You see, the two colours are blue for the Celts, the Iceni, and red for the Romans, really. Although, realistically at the time, they probably all have just that nice fiery glow. I tell you what, I haven't done a night ride on. We should do a night ride on Gladiator. We should check out and see what that looks like. I mean, the station feels... See, I like this station to feel nice and warm and
Yeah, it does. It's got a nice warm glow and like homely feel, which is exactly what I wanted. And then you've got the magical lamps. I'm so pleased with that tree. That is inspired genius, that tree. That Celtic tree design. Even if I do say so myself. And here, look, it's a bit more sterile. Yeah, it's still quite nice, but it's a more sterile lighting. Because of the whites and the reds and things and the way whereas the wood gives it that nice homely feel. Which is probably why they all want to go on Boudica. They want to ride that side, the Iceni side. Right, Gladiator, that's what I wanted to do. Check out Gladiator at night. There's no Gladiator in the station. We shall wait for Gladiator to get in the station. Yeah, both themes work really well on the stations. Yeah, and I like, because we've got this entire Roman part, and that's the point where they meet, and then you've got on the left hand side, and I mean, you know, that was the planned idea from the beginning. When I tend to have a planned idea, I tend to make good parks. When I make it up as I go along, I make not so good parks. My Halloween park was a made up as a go along park. So I don't consider it to be as good as this. That's not to say it's bad, but do we look forward? Because the problem is, if we'll go seat view, but seat view we're going to get hands in front of us. I probably need to cover those things up, and it probably won't take too much to cover up the Planet Coaster. And it's not because it has the Planet Coaster logo on there. I have nothing against the Planet Coaster branding being in the game. I think it's a really nice touch, actually. And, you know, Chief Beef. I know there's some people that can't stand it and cover it all up, but I'm not one of those people. I think it's kind of nice. It's cute. It's what gives Planet Coaster its charm, and has done since the game's inception, really. Just bring back Missy Goods. That's what I miss. Or just have some of the same ones that we had in Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster in this. I mean, I know we've got Chief Beef back again, and the drinks companies, but I'd like to see some of the snacks offerings return. Yeah, the lack of variety in the shops is shocking. Yeah, but the arcades, I am thinking about putting, like, not an arcade but a Midway Games type bit just outside the Celtic. If I have room, that'll be the final thing we'll build, is a little Midway Games section. Foxy Coffee, yeah, that's true. What a mascot she was. She was pretty much in every single one of my parks. In fact, at Street Fox Coffee was in, I think I don't know, it's Latte Love thing, isn't it? Yeah. See, we should have both. You know, Gladiator is fast. Yeah, it is. Do you want to know how fast? Uh, 75.5 miles per hour is max speed, average speed of 27.5. It probably looks faster because it's night time. Because it's only average speed of 27 miles per hour. But it seems a lot faster. Just as Colossus probably would seem a lot faster. It's, yeah, 48. Oh, that's 48, average speed of 20. Yeah, that's a bit tamer. Looked much faster. Yeah, it's because it's night time and all the lights whizzing by and everything. But yeah, it only goes up to 75.
you have to. There is a. I was looking at trophies earlier, and you have to build a coaster that's so long and has 9 excitement level or something. I'm like, are you kidding me? You know, how would you get? It has to be nearly 3,000 meters or something to get one of the trophies, and I'm like, how the heck would you build a coaster like that? I mean, you just have to be constantly pushing and hitting high G-forces. Interestingly enough, my point about high G-forces, people are like, if a coaster has really high Gs, it can't be, you know, it's not very realistic. Real coasters do hit high G-force limits, but they can only have them for so many fractions of a second or something. So sometimes they hit G-forces, not extreme G-forces, but they hit higher G-forces than you probably expect. But they can't have prolonged G-forces where the issues arise. So if your coaster in your heat maps doesn't have prolonged periods of high G-force, you're okay, really. I think that's what I'm getting at. So you could hit, theoretically, I don't know, say 5-6 Gs on a coaster, because some in the world have hit 6 Gs, but just not for a long period of time, because that's when people start whiting out and stuff. Yeah, that's not too bad. Now this view is much better round here now. Weather's back again, is it? Yep. Adverse weather incoming that may affect park operation. Yeah, the old the battle scene looks really good. Do I want some flames out here? I like that touch as well. On my skull with a... Sorry, Luke. It's just trying to tell you that Darth Vader is your father. That's all it's trying to tell you. A picnic bench has been vandalised. I don't know if we will. I don't think we will actually, because I think licensing is very expensive for games companies, and I think they've got one license that they're happy with, Jurassic Park, and I don't think we'll get a Jurassic Park crossover in Planet Coaster, even though that'd be awesome to be able to make Velocicoaster. I would love to have some raptors and Triceratops and T-Rex to put in my parks. I'd absolutely love it. And having dinosaurs in theme parks is you know, almost as old as the dinosaurs. So I kind of it would be, or they could just create dinosaurs, but I suppose they're worried about if they create dinosaurs. Frontier, if they do a dinosaur Jurassic Park, it might upset Jurassic, you know, the license holders for Jurassic Park, and they might sour relationships, so they might be concerned about that. But they could do like dinosaurs in like Planet Coaster style. Yeah, but they can't. They will never do zoos, and a lot of they'll never do zoos ever in Planet Coaster, and I know they won't. Notice how this time we've not got sharks. We've not even got sharks anymore. And a lot of the drats are missing as well. We've only got 2 drats. And the moray eels, look, the singing moray eels. Yeah, look, the singing moray eels are not, you know, they're very cartoony and stylized. They're not realistic in any way, shape or form. And I think there's a conscious move in this to lean into the charm, but I would love to have a shark in it again, because it would just be so good to have the Studios pack in Planet Coaster was by far and away one of the best DLCs in the first one. Yeah, but they could do dinosaurs like this, is what I'm thinking. You know, more like that, kind of like the Derpy Dragons. And that, I don't think, would upset. Yeah, Studio Pack was just such a leap in Planet Coaster. And they need a Studio Pack. What I would love for them to do, though, you know, they did Steel Vengeance. They did a crossover and they did Steel Vengeance. They did another one. That other ride, that launch ride that was the cars. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, they had that as well. Crossover with theme parks. Well, I want them to do a crossover with Phantasialand, so we can have Fly, so I can finally get my inverted launch coaster, because that's what I want, a proper inverted launch coaster. And everyone's like, we have an inverted launch coaster. No, we have one that can do boomerang, but we don't have an inverted launch coaster like that. That is an LIM coaster, launch coaster, but it can only go, passes back and forwards through the station multiple times, picking up speed as it does so. But yeah, I don't know whether it's not like Fly is in Phantasialand, and I badly want that coaster model in Planet Coaster. It's never been in Planet Coaster either, because there's probably only one in, and Fly itself, they're incredibly secretive of all the stuff in Phantasialand, so that people will actually go to their park and ride the coasters. But yeah, no, I would love that to be in Planet Coaster, that style of model. I mean, we got Velocicoaster. This is the Velocicoaster model, but you can do so much more with this. You can do like switch track and all that sort of stuff. But trying to do switch track on, as I say, when I first designed this, I did have a switch track on it, and it just wasn't working. What's going on? Why are we stacking on the station? Why are we stacking? I mean, why are we stacking? Are you waiting for the other coaster? Oh, okay, we're leaving. Right, because yeah. I'm noticing the problem. No one's going on this side, and everyone is going on the Boudica side. Oh my god, look, the queue is out the door. They're all here. I mean, you get an extra inversion over here. Just go on this side. So this one's launching with hardly anyone in, this one's launching full every time. Ah. I need to create some queue covering, I think, on my premium coaster. And this is my big premium show-stopping amazing coaster. So, although I kind of don't want queue covering over here in front of the house, I may have some... No. It could have some queue covering perhaps here at the beginning and perhaps a little bit round this corner. But as for blocking the Boudica statue, however you want to say it, and blocking the front of the building, the station, no, I don't want that. I don't want any covering for that, so you can all get wet. The guests can get wet based on my preferences of sightlines. I mean, I could solve the problem, but then we won't sell it. Look, it's so popular. I need to put signage up and everything for this, and that's what we need to do. So, I don't blame them actually for not wanting to go on the Roman side, because if you open this park in Britain, I think a lot of the British people would side with Boadicea and not bother with the Romans. They'd be like, nope, they were the invaders, right? I'm not going that side. See, I don't know what to add to the outside to make it a bit more interesting. I think some plants, but some shrubberies. I said I was going to create a centrepiece, but I can't think what to do for the centrepiece, and it's late and I'm getting tired. And I think everyone else is probably getting tired. So, I'll just do a tiny little bit. But yeah, we've got a lot done today. And you know, the park is coming on leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds. Right, we don't want it. I'm wide awake for a change. I'm getting tired. My eyes, I can feel them getting heavy. So, but you're off work this week, aren't you? So, your body's you're pretty cool. You know, because you're not because you're not spent, you've got all that energy saved up that you would normally be expending at work. That's probably why you're not so tired, I would guess. Would be my... I'm no doctor, but... Doctor? Doctor who? Ah, you said it. No getting up at 3 AM, yeah, exactly. Tomorrow will not be a late night stream, and it's going to be Fortnite, because I haven't played Fortnite for a few nights, but I played a bit of ranked the other day and it did just annoy me. Just like, yeah, I kind of had enough of you now. Thanks, Fortnite. You just, yeah, like this Ivy, so we could stick Ivy on the front of me. Yeah, it is a fun game, but it's frustrating. What annoys me and what makes me angry about it is when I get beaten by someone I know I'm better than them. Or I think I'm better than them. You know, It's if I get annoyed because if I make a mistake and I get eliminated because of my mistake. That's the most frustrating thing. You know, not because the other person's better. I mean, sometimes people, as I say, when you're playing ranked and that, people turn up, you suddenly notice there's someone near you, yeah, another person, and then you're dead. You've been eliminated, you're out of the game, and you're like, well, fair enough, that person's obviously unemployed and plays this game way too much. So there, I'm not going to win against that, and that's fair enough. But it's the ones that, you know, if there's someone that's leaping around or wears a certain skin, you're like, yeah, it's a bit annoying. Yeah, see, so some stuff like that, really breaking up the wood, so we've got a bit of greenery on it, I think would be nice. Those windows, and you can, it's just, it's so well designed. Blowing my own trumpet, but no, just like I like the windows looking in and being able to see the coaster and stuff, and but also hats off to Frontier for the lighting and stuff and the way it looks. They just need to fix the Intamin Blitz coaster so it stops doing this crappy texture thing with the lap bars, because that's super annoying. Anyway, I am going to call it a night because it's 10 to 1 now. It's late. Yeah, much love for Frontier, but yeah, I've been doing this all day, so I think I've spent enough time building me coaster and me coaster stations. Just need to add some railings on here because I don't think that's possibly a reason why there's no one queuing on here. Blimey, it's tomorrow already. Yeah, it's Thursday, and then I'm at work tomorrow. Friday, and then it's the weekend and I've only got 2 days off. It sucks. Yeah, I need to do something with this bit here. This bit needs a bit of attention, and this needs railing. Needs rails all the way down. And the final thing I'll probably go around and do is add signage, because we need signs and everything. No worries, you're more than welcome. You know, it was a good fun stream because we were talking about here, this, that, and everything. Really, movies was good fun. Well, then Rat Spit started it, then ran off. There were only 3 Star Wars films, and yeah, but the worst thing ever released was the Wookiee spin-off by George Lucas way before Disney got their hands on. Good old Spit and polish. Yeah, the worst thing ever to happen to Star Wars universe was something that George Lucas did that was a spin-off of Star Wars about the Wookiees that's been buried from all existence and is not even on Disney Plus. That's the worst thing that ever happened to Star Wars. But kinda, the fact that got green lighted in the first place was an early sign. I think, was it a Christmas special? I'm not sure. It was like Bigfoot and the Hendersons with Wookiees. I think. Except there was no humans in it. It was just all Wookiees. It was like Bigfoot and the Bigfoots. That's supposed to be the worst thing to ever happen to Star Wars, now I think about it. Although, some of the new films came close as well. I'm probably on a par. Yeah, it's a Christmas one by the sounds. Was it? Okay. Yeah, I'm not fully seen it.
I just heard a lot about it, and it's like, and I saw I've seen clips of it, and it is as bad as I sort of thought it would be. Pretty awful, I'm guessing. But yeah, to watch the full hour special or whatever would probably be quite awful. Gladiator has an expired service battery. No, it doesn't. See? It was bad, was it? It was bad. See, we didn't even discuss that. We could have brought that up to Rat's bit, because that was in the era he was trying to defend. See, the mistakes were made in all periods of time with Star Wars. Just basically stick to the first 3 films. And interesting thing about Return of the Jedi, before I go, talking about films, Return of the Jedi, we went to see it in the cinema, and he'd run away again. Yeah, we went to see it in the cinema, and the local cinema had the car park at the back of the cinema. So you would park at the back and walk up this street, this one-way street, the wrong way on the path, and go into the cinema. And you go buy your popcorn, you'd sit in the cinema, and I think they had a fire exit at the bottom. I can't remember going onto the street. But anyway, after the movie, they'd let you out of the fire exit, and so you'd be out by the car park. And they would also, you could leave by the foyer if you wanted to, where you came in. But they would also open the fire exit after the movie finished. I think we went out the fire exit, and we went to my dad's car, and there was a milk bottle on the floor with a bit of piping, and somebody had been trying to siphon petrol out of my dad's car. That's what I remember about Return of the Jedi at the cinema. And I remember the speeder bikes, of course, because you can't forget the speeder bike scene. That felt like you were flying through the indoor forest. That was absolutely brilliant. But yeah, that's what I remember from going to see Return of the Jedi in the cinema. Yeah, well, that's why I'm kind of glad of the upgrades that we've had in technology regarding cars, so that you can't just access people's petrol tanks, that easily anymore. But to siphon petrol off by sucking it up into it and putting it in a milk bottle, you got to be pretty desperate to be doing something like that anyway, I think. Or off your head. But there we go. Anyway, on that note, on that bombshell, to quote Mr. Clarkson, it's time to end. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for being here, Hash. It's been fun. And yeah, anyone else, if you're tuning in now and you want something to fall asleep to, cut of old people waffling, then go back to the start of the stream and you can hear me waffle more about. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, as Hash has just pointed out. Right, thanks for watching. Take care. Good night.